Following a Week 1 win on the road 8 days ago, the Hayes High Indians returned to the road for their shortest trip of the season in Great Bend. From Memorial Stadium at Great Bend High School, we welcome you to Hayes High Football, along with Vivian at the KFIX studio, Harrison for Hayes Post Video, and beside me, Matt Dumler, I'm Dustin Armbruster. For the first time since November of 2019, the Indian coaching staff has film of their team facing off against anybody wearing a different jersey. With the cancellations of live scrimmages and the newly installed Jamboree, Hayes High dove into the film to find the small changes that can make big impacts on their team. Tonight they face an opponent that is completely different from a year ago. Great Bend graduated nearly every starter from their 2019 squad. It is such a different team that going into this game, the Hayes coaches are not real sure of what they'll be facing tonight, expecting many changes from the Panthers after their Week 1 loss. We'll take a break on the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. When we return, Matt Dumler joins us for a look at tonight's game. This is Hayes High Indian Football.
M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hayes area since 1979. M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hayes area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student-athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hayes. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hayes and La Crosse.
And we welcome you back to Great Bend. The Hayes High Indians and the Great Bend Panthers. Hayes High picked up a win in Week 1 of the season for the first time since 2016. Some forward momentum for the Indians' Matt Dumler, and winning game number 1 certainly does mean a lot when you only get 8 games to set up what your Week 9 playoff game is going to be.
Well, and they played in such a way that it was almost like it was their last game of the season, and I think that's what we're going to see for most of this. You know, there's a lot of competitors on this Hayes High football team, and they came out and played with a passion, and I fully expect it tonight against rival Great Bend.
The defense was very good. They allowed just 8 points. The other 2 points were from an offensive safety. They turned away 3 of 4 red zone opportunities, stopped 5 fourth-down conversion attempts. The defense was very good last week.
Well, and what was very encouraging about that defense is we started calling out a couple of names that weren't a part of it last year. A couple of sophomores in Carson Spray and Logan Casper stepped up big. We were constantly saying their names, and if those two can continue that tonight, it's even going to elevate this defense just one step further.
The offense had their best drive when the team needed it the most, pushing a 3-point game to a 9-point advantage thanks to an 11-play, 70-yard drive that converted both a third down to keep the drive going and then a fourth down to score the touchdown. But it's a different look tonight. Dylan Dreiling is out. Jordan Dale will be the new quarterback. We hope that Dylan, of course, able to recover from an illness and get back to the team soon.
Right, and one thing that we saw last week, a tale of two halves for the offensive line. The first half was not a good one, but the second half they went into halftime, got regrouped, came out and really protected Dylan very, very well. And so we're going to need that tonight if that Hayes High offense is going to have a chance to move this ball with Jordan Dale.
Hayes takes on their first WAC opponent of the year, a team that worked them over a year ago. The final score showed 46-30, but it really wasn't that close. I was actually on a beach in San Diego listening to you and Gerard Welbrock do the game. So tonight, the season-long prove-it motto might not only apply to the whole season, but a chance to prove it against the WAC and their rivals, the Great Bend Panthers.
Well, and it may be a different look for Great Bend, different personnel, much different personnel, but make no mistake, this is a rivalry game for Great Bend and Hayes High, and the energy is going to be intense for both sides.
Hayes High hasn't opened a season since season 2-0 since 2014. It was also the last time Hayes won the conference crown. Time for the opponent breakdown. It's of the Great Bend Panthers. Aaron Beck is in his 5th year as head coach in Great Bend. He has had some good success against the Indians with a 3-1 mark. Overall, he is 28-15 as the Panther head man. New this year is that Great Bend is dropped to 4A for this season and next. Great Bend graduated a ton of talent from last year's team. Alex Schramer and Dalton Miller are now in Hays for Fort Hays State football. When the two teams met last year, 10 of the 11 offensive starters were seniors. Only center Jason Scott was not a senior. He's back in that same center position. It's the same story on the defensive side. 10 of 11 starters against Hays 1 year ago have graduated. Defensive end Elias Moreno is the only non-senior starter a year ago. He's back at the defensive end spot in 2020. It's a completely different look, and I think even the Great Bend coaches from talking with people are trying to figure out what they have.
Well, it's been so difficult in this offseason that they have no idea what they've got, but neither does Hays, and so they have to be prepared for anything.
As a result, there isn't much way of serious varsity experience back this year, and it may have showed in Week 1. The Panthers lost to a very good Maize South team that ended the Indian season a year ago. The Panthers lost at Maize South 56-0. It was 21-0 after the first quarter, 42-0 by halftime. Great Bend has 11 players listed on both the offensive and defensive two-deep roster. 5 of those are listed as starters on both sides of the ball. Hays High doesn't have anybody listed as a starter other than Gavin Nutting on both sides of the ball.
Well, and as fast as the Hays High defensive plays, this could make it could play a big part in just the overall. Just the pace of the game is going to wear out Great Bend much quicker and much more than what they're used to.
This is the 83rd meeting between Hays and Great Bend. Great Bend holds a 43-38 advantage in the series with one tie, a scoreless tilt in 1953. The Indians have lost 4 of the last 5 games. The only win that time was a 21-20 overtime win in 2017. Prior to this stretch, Hays had won 5 of 6 games against the Panthers. The two teams first played a single game back in 1921. That's the earliest that we have football records for Hays High. Then picked up the series in 1939. Great Bend has had 3 streaks of 5 or more consecutive wins against the Indians. Most recent was a stretch from 2001 through 2008. The Indians only have one more than 2 straight games against the Panthers 3 times. We mentioned the most recent stretch, 2011 through 2014, a stretch of 4 games. There was 3 wins in a row from 1966 through 1968 and 10 straight from 1985 through 1994. That was part of a 20-year stretch where Hays High went 16-4 against the Panthers from 1981 through 2000. This is the most played series against any opponent. Hays High and Great Bend, their 83rd matchup. It's just ahead of the Dodge City series, of which Game 76 will be played later this year. The Opponent Breakdown is brought to you by Eagle Radio's Digital Marketing. Is your business ready to advertise on Facebook, Google, and other popular places online, but you don't know where to start? Contact Eagle Radio, 301-2211. We'll take a look around the Western Athletic Conference next. This is the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show on the Hays High Sports Network.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hays. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hays find your next home. Caldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hays High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hays K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner.
This is the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. Hertz Rent-A-Car, 609 East 8th Street. Clean, high-quality vehicles with many options. If you need more room for a family vacation or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for your next business trip, call 623-4116 for your reservation. For 8 seasons now, Hertz Rent-A-Car has been providing our broadcast crew with a vehicle to get to and from road games. Right now, it is a very popular time for rentals. We actually have a vehicle from Fort Hays Auto Sales, which is right there with Hertz Rent-A-Car, so you can check out the Nissan crossover SUV that we are driving down for today's ball game. That'll be back on the lot tomorrow at Fort Hays Auto Sales on 8th Street in Hays. Let's take a look around the Western Athletic Conference. WAC play gets started tonight. As a quick side note, Dodge City play-by-play voice Sean Boston mined the following stat. Last week was the first time since the establishment of the Western Athletic Conference in 1984 that only one team won their opening game of the season. Fortunately for all of us, it was the Hays High Indians. If you're going to be part of a trivia question, make sure that you're on the right side of it. In the WAC, this is not the only Western Athletic Conference game tonight between Hays and Great Bend. Dodge City and Liberal are at it tonight. That game is in Liberal. Dodge City is the defending Western Athletic Conference champs and are coming off a shutout loss to Capon. The Redskins of Liberal lost in Goodland last week. Liberal hasn't won a conference game since 2017 when they beat Dodge City and Great Bend. Garden City is the lone team not playing a WAC opponent tonight. After 4+ hours on the road to Manhattan last week and a loss, the Buffaloes stay at home to play 1-0 Hutchinson, who dropped down from 6A to 5A this year. Following tonight's game, we'll have a new standings to look at in the Western Athletic Conference, and that is your look around the WAC provided by HaysPost.com. Stories about this game, highlights, and coaches' comments, plus scores from around the state and the area can be found tonight at HaysPost.com. It's only 1 week in, but Hays is 5th in the West half of 5A, and don't underestimate one game. A loss by any amount last week would have the Indians at 10th or lower in the West half of 5A. Two teams, Wichita Heights and Wichita Northwest, haven't played yet. Heights will play their first game on the 18th, and Northwest, who was supposed to be the Indians' final game of this season, is playing tomorrow against Wichita West. Hays High will face 4 non-Western Athletic Conference teams this year. Against Eisenhower, they beat last week. Abilene is 0-1. Mays South 1-0, and Capon 1-0. Each Mays South and Capon beating Western Athletic Conference teams in shutout fashion 1 week ago when Mays South beat Great Bend and Capon beat Dodge City. We'll step aside on the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. When we come back, we get the thoughts of head coach Tony Crow about tonight's matchup, Hays High and Great Bend, on the Hays High Sports Network.
M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hays area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student-athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hays. Adams, Brown, Barron & Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hays and La Crosse. Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech. When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure. Roof Masters is who you're looking for. Bigger vehicle for a family trip or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for the next business trip? Book with Hertz Rent-A-Car on 8th Street in Hays. Add Aflac Insurance to your company's benefit package at no cost to you. Call Sean Schwartz with Aflac Insurance.
This is the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show.
Let's get the thoughts of the coach. This chat with the coach is brought to you by Shelter Insurance agent Dustin Shoemaker in the Northridge Plaza and online at CompareMyCoverage.com.
Back on the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show, Hays High at Great Bend. We're joined by head coach of the Hays High Indians, Tony Crow. Coach, big Western Athletic Conference battle on the road tonight. It's a different-looking Great Bend team from a year ago. They graduate 10 of their 11 starters on each side of the ball. Obviously, new kids. Has the schemes changed at all from a year ago for Great Bend?
Yeah, they have offensively quite a bit. Defense looks about the same. It's a similar defense that we're familiar with over the years. Offensively, I think they're still trying to find their identity. I think they're trying to figure out what they can do still, and so we don't know exactly what we're going to see there. But just based off personnel, we kind of have a decent idea.
It is an opportunity to start 2-0, something that hasn't happened in 6 or 7 seasons. It's a chance to get out ahead in the Western Athletic Conference race. You hate to say that there's so much riding on week 2 of the season, but there's a lot riding on tonight's game.
Yeah, when the schedule flipped a couple of years ago and we started getting Great Bend week 2, I mean that just made for we like it because there's sometimes there can be that lull after week 1 and what's coming next, and there's no lull now when you're facing your rival. And so yeah, in the grand scheme of things, is there a bunch on the line? No, probably not. But yeah, you'd like to start whack out 1-0 and you sure like to beat your rival. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
Mother Nature did not cooperate a lot this week. I guess maybe it felt more like November practice than it did September practice. How did it affect what you wanted to get accomplished this week?
It was hard. It was horrible. It was not. That was some bad weather. Yeah, you go from 95 on Monday to 90 on Monday to 44 and wind chill of 36. It was bad. And so we hope to be able to work on our passing game a little more, and that the ball weighed about 8 pounds, and so we couldn't do that. Affected kicking game and stuff. But we were fortunate to get over to Fort Hays and get on the turf instead of having to mud around in our facility out here. So we got some stuff done, and we felt like we had a couple good practices. Really, focused on our kids being tough out in the elements, and I think we accomplished a lot of that.
For the first time in a long time, because of no scrimmage, because of no jamboree, you actually have film on your kids. How valuable was that getting ready for this week?
Huge. The old adage back in the day was week 1 to week 2 is where you find out which team got better, and that kind of went away when you started getting all that time in the summers, and then of course the jamborees kind of took place of week 1. So this is a legit back to the 90s, early 2000s, back in the days when it was week 1 to week 2 was really getting better. So we focus on, I'm sure every team across the state was focused on how can we get better from week 1 to week 2, and we really focused on ourselves, and the film helped a ton because we actually got to see what we were doing wrong.
It might be like the 90s and 2000s, but you're not driving to get film is the biggest difference. One noticeable change for your team tonight, no Dylan Dreiling on the field this evening.
Yeah, so Dylan's we're giving him I made the decision to give him the night off. He's been dealing with some stomach pains. He had an enlarged spleen earlier in the week, and we're not real sure what's going on with that. So I made the decision. He just hasn't recovered well from that and hasn't practiced, and so he hasn't been feeling great, had a lot of stomach issues. So I just made the decision to give him the week off and kind of keep him away from the guys. With the climate of our world today, we have to be super careful with everything that's going on with any kind of health situations. And so we think he's fine. We don't think it's anything to worry about, but we're fine. Jordan Dell is going to be incredible in there for us, and a kid that can step in and has taken actually more quarterback snaps than Dreiling has in the past. So we think we're going to be just fine there.
What's the most recent that Jordan has played quarterback? I know he did a little bit last year in the May South game because of Dylan's injury, but has he played much quarterback other than that for you?
Well, he reps there every week, obviously. He played the whole second half against May South last year, and that was he got thrown in the fire there. And so he played, I think 6 of the JV games at quarterback last year. Was also starting receiver for a lot of the season. And then what I think a lot of his best qualities are that are going to help him be successful is what he does on the basketball court. He's a varsity high jumper. Wasn't this year, obviously, but was as a freshman. Jordan's had a lot of valuable minutes or reps or whatever you want to call it in varsity action because he's a 3-sport kid. Very underrated athlete at our school because of some of the other guys we have around here. But Jordan's going to be fine. Jordan's a competitor. Jordan is calm as can be. He never gets rattled, and we expect him to run the show and be great tonight.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hayes High at Great Bend. It's the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. Your chat with the coach has been brought to you by Dustin Shoemaker, Shelter Insurance Agent.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hayes. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home. Caldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hayes High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hayes K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner. Hayes High School Athletic Booster Club. Proud to support the athletes of Hayes High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
To all players, coaches, and officials, we can assure high school activities.
Here's the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. The Hayes High Indians in Great Bend to take on the Panthers. Let's get to your keys to the game. Brought to you by HayesPost.com. Stories, highlights, and coaches' comments can be found after this game at HayesPost.com. Tonight's keys of the game, Matt Dumler.
Well, the first place we're going is to the Hayes High offensive line. It was a tale of two halves, like we already alluded to. The first half, they just had their big old wide eyes. They didn't know what to expect with all the new starters. But the second half, they came out and really gave Dylan Dryling some great protection. And Hayes High was able to move the ball, put together a good-looking drive. And if they can come out with that kind of expectation, that kind of energy, and give Jordan Dale that kind of time, it could be a good night offensively for Hayes High. The second key to the game is the young defensive backs of Hayes High. They got picked on a little bit last week. Goddard Eisenhower was able to find a weakness in the secondary of Hayes High, and they just kept going at him and going at him and going at him and going at him. And so the young secondary of Hayes High is going to have to step up and match the seniors' intensity. The third one we're going to is Jordan Dale. He's your starting quarterback tonight. Kid that all week wasn't sure if he was going to play, wasn't sure if he was going to play. Today he gets the nod. And so if he can calm the nerves, come out and get a great start underneath his first start of the Friday Night Lights, it'll be a good night for the Hayes High Indians.
Well, and Coach Tony Crow has mentioned that Jordan Dale was the quarterback really for the youth team when these kids were growing up. He played most of the JV games as the starting quarterback a year ago, so Jordan isn't without experience at the quarterback position, but it may change the play calling just a little bit.
Well, it absolutely will, because the speed of the varsity skill players is much, much different than the skill of the JV players. So luckily they've had this week to kind of get the timing down and to kind of make the adjustments that they need to, and they've played together, so they know each other's strengths. They do have that going for them tonight.
That's your keys to the game, brought to you by HayesPost.com. Stories, highlights, coaches' comments can be found at HayesPost.com following this game. This is the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. Tonight we're driving a car from the people that share the space with them, Fort Hayes Auto Sales. It's a Nissan that we rolled down, 36,000 miles. You can see it on the lot tomorrow at Fort Hayes Auto Sales, 609 East 8th Street, or if you need a rent-a-car, talk to Jamie at Hertz Rent-A-Car in Hayes. Your uniform update has the Hayes High Indians in their road white uniform, maroon numbers, white helmets with the spear on the side. Great Bend will be in all black, white numbers, black helmet with the red Panther logo on the side. Uniform update is brought to you by Phase 2, providing game day apparel for our broadcast, including masks. Quick turnaround and ready to help your team. Phase 2 next to Big D's Rental on 22nd Street in Hayes. We step aside on the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. This is the Hayes High Sports Network.
M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hayes area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student-athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hayes. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hayes and La Crosse. Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech. When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure. Roof Masters is who you're looking for. Bigger vehicle for a family trip or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for the next business trip? Book with Hertz Rent-A-Car on 8th Street in Hayes. Add Aflac Insurance to your company's benefit package at no cost to you. Call Sean Schwartz with Aflac Insurance.
Hayes High at Great Bend, 1-0 Hayes, 0-1 Great Bend. Let's get to your starting lineups. On defense for Great Bend, Elias Moreno, 190-pound senior. Matt Neiman, 196-pound senior. Defensive tackle will be Greg Sommers, a 240-pound senior. Linebackers, Evan Wadle, Jonathan Randall, and Brock Reed, 2 juniors and a senior. Cornerbacks will be Paco Hernandez and Austin Moore. The Bandit backers, they call them Panther and Dog, Lakin Webb and Brad Beck, pair of juniors. And safety, Gavin Haberman, 155-pound junior. For the Hayes High Indians, they'll go defensive ends Trey Adams and Gavin Hazelhorst, a pair of seniors at 239 and 220. The tackles, Gavin Nutting and Carson Spray, junior and sophomore, at 242 and 254. Linebackers, Gavin Myers, the 214-pound junior. Dalton Dale, 180-pound junior. Cornerbacks are seniors, Dawson Von Felt and Hunter Harris. Bandit backers, Wyatt Crane and Bill Scott. And safety will be Tucker Veach. That's your starting lineups. Your kickoff is coming up next. This has been the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show on the Hayes High Sports Network.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative, providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hayes. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home. Caldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hayes High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hayes K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner. Hayes High School Athletic Booster Club. Proud to support the athletes of Hayes High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout Western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
This is the Hayes High Sports Network, streaming made possible by Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home.
A beautiful night for football as we have a 65-degree temperature, the wind at 5 miles per hour, clear sky. Considering how cold and rainy it was throughout the week for these teams, they have got a great night to play football. Great Bend will be getting the football to start the game. They will start on offense and send back to return Gavin Haberman and Brody Tracy. There'll be a lot of names that are new to you, and it's not Tracy that is going back to return the kick. For Great Bend, it will be Matthias Montoya will be back there with Haberman. Jack Fields to approach the ball. The end-over-end kick is swirling back to the 15-yard line on the left hash. Right to left for Great Bend for Montoya. He'll get across the 25, bounce off a tackle, get hit forward to the 30-yard line, and we're off and going in Great Bend.
You know, Hayes High brought a good crowd tonight. You can tell they're ready to get out of the house, get into some beautiful weather, come out and support some Indian football. They packed this house tonight. It's a great thing to see. Great
Bend 0-1 on the year. They lost last week in shutout fashion to the Maize South Mavericks. They were had just 114 yards of total offense, 87 rushing, 27 passing. Quarterback is Joseph Mader, a 6'3", 185-pound junior. He'll take the shotgun snap, play action pass. Right side screen is caught by Hernandez. He is hit immediately. He'll gain 1 yard. A whole host of white jerseys over there. Dalton Dale, one of the first on the scene.
When we already see traces of the Goddard Eisenhower second-half game plan, that quick release to try to slow this defense down.
Got the ball to the 31-yard line on the right hash. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage is Great Bend, and this time Mader goes under center. 2 running backs in the backfield. It's a handoff left side and a tackle for loss for the Hayes High Indians. That time getting into the backfield was Gavin Nutting for his first tackle for loss this season.
Well, and a whole host of Indians really pushed that offensive line for Great Bend back. That place stood no chance of getting anything positive.
A loss of 3 on the play for Haberman, and all of a sudden 3rd and 12 for a Great Bend team that was 1 for 11 last week on 3rd down. I said that was Haberman. That was Jade Poe with a 3-yard loss. And now 3rd and 12. Great Bend will send 2 wide receivers to the left. They move right to left in their black jerseys. A rollout left side on the move, and getting away from a tackle is Mader. He gets rid of the football. It's incomplete. Myers just hammered the quarterback on this near side.
Well, and the rush that you were talking about came from Jaron Canick. They've got him on the defensive side of the ball right now. Jaron has that very, very quick first step. The offensive line had no chance of slowing him down.
Jaron Canick is what they're calling the jet position. They've got a few packages for him this year, and he gets in for the first time. Punting for Great Bend is going to be Scott Heilman. 7 punts last week, 37 yards, and this one is a short punt. Shanked it off the side of his foot, and it's a new punter. It is Paco Hernandez who punted the football. He had to go off the side of his foot, out of bounds at the 43-yard line. It is a punt of just 15 yards.
Well, and they're lucky that ball went out of bounds. There was a couple of Hayes High Indian right there. They didn't even see the ball because it was shanked. Had it hit them in the back, it would have been a live ball.
Hayes High is on the plus side of the field for their first drive, starting at their opponent's 43-yard line on the left hash. A minute and a half into the ball game. 2 in the backfield. Maroney in motion to the right. Jordan Dale at quarterback. Handoff right side. It'll be Jaron Canick. 40, 35-yard line. Gone. 1 play and a touchdown to start the game for the Hayes High Indians. Jaron Canick, 43 yards to the house. And just like that, Hayes High leads 6-0.
Well, that have traces of Jaron's offseason workout program in that. They had a hand on him in the backfield, but he was so strong and so quick, he was able to shake it and then get to the outside and beat everybody to the edge, and he was off to the house.
10 seconds on the drive. Tucker Veach to hold. And right now, the Indians lining up for 2, and they'll go for 2. Veach throws to Dalen Swartz, wide open in the back of the end zone. 2-point conversion complete. The Indians lined up just to snap it right to Veach, who has completed a couple of field goals this year, or in the past, a couple of touchdowns. And he throws it complete to Swartz in the back of the end zone. 8-0 Hayes High.
Well, and Dalen had a little bit of veteran wide receiver moves in there for the young kid. Got the toe tap down right at the edge. He had to adjust to that pass. He was able to get him down, drag the toes. 2 points. Good for him. He's the kid that just says, Coach, I just want to play. I just want to help this team out. He's a product of getting his season cut short last year of basketball. He's out here on the football team this year. And there he goes, 2 points.
8-0, the 2-point conversion, Veach to Swartz. And Hayes High leads in Great Bend. That was a quick turn of events after a short punt and a 3-and-out. And that's the way you establish what you want to do in this game. And I know that sounds silly, Matt, but after in what is honestly a new Great Bend team and a team that doesn't have a lot of varsity experience, when you're the returning team with a lot of varsity experience, establishing the tone of the game is so big.
Well, absolutely. And we always talk about the mental game. Can you imagine what Great Bend is thinking right now? 1 play, we're down 8-0. They had it for 10 seconds. This is after that defensive stop that Hayes High had. Great Bend can't be feeling real great right now.
Great Bend's offensive line looks like this. Anthony Paez, a 235-pound left tackle. Brock Reed, the left guard at 210. Jason Scott, the only returner from a year ago. The center, a 240-pound junior. Elias Moreno, the right guard, 190-pound senior. Right tackle, Devin Lamb, 250-pound junior. And then the receivers, Paco Hernandez, we've mentioned. Braylon Council, Lakin Webb, and Brad Beck. Montoya and Haberman back to attempt the kickoff. Jack Field approach, straight on kick is fielded at the 18-yard line. Left hash now to the right hash, return from Montoya, and he gets drilled by Gavin Myers at the 32-yard line. Gavin, 1 week ago, 7 tackles, now at 179 in his career.
Can you imagine what that returner must be thinking? Here are their absolute studs on defense. They're so quick, and now they've got them on special teams coming at me full force with a running try. No, thank you. I'm going to find my spot, and I'm going to stay right there.
Great Bend had the ball for 1 minute and 15 seconds on their previous possession, 1 minute 25 seconds before they punted. They lost 2 yards on their first series. It's a turn and handoff to Haberman. Haberman meets Trey Adams in the backfield. It's a loss of 1 back to the 31-yard line. Gavin Nutting there as well. And right now the line being dominated by the Hayes High Indians.
And you talk about a David and Goliath situation right there. I think Haberman came up to about Trey Adams' belly button. He didn't even stand a chance.
Yeah, Haberman 5'8", 155. Trey Adams 6'7", 239. 3 wide receivers left for second down and 11 from their own 31-yard line. Hayes up 8-0 on a 1-play drive. Jaron Canick touchdown run. Mater to throw. Pump fake. Now he throws wide of the intended receiver. He got hit as he threw. Got hit by Logan Casper, a sophomore's name that we called a lot a week ago. Gets in here on the second series.
Yeah, he came in on a delayed blitz. They didn't even see him coming. They established the hole, and he came right through, put a lick on him right as he threw it.
He comes out of the game, and now coming in is Jaron Canick. He nearly got a safety, or rather a sack, on the first series. 3rd and 11. Great Bend did not convert on 3rd and 12, and now on the season 1 of 12 on 3rd down. Clock stops, 9:38. Hayes up 8-0 thanks to a designed 2-point conversion. Mater under center, 3 wide receivers to the left. It'll be a handoff to the fullback. That is Haberman. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage, gets a yard, and that will be it. 3rd down and 10 for the Hayes High, or for the Great Bend Panthers, and the Indians force a 3-and-out for a second consecutive drive.
They almost put that ball on the turf. In fact, Hayes High came up with it, but unfortunately for Hayes High, the ball came out just after he was down.
Great Bend has negative yards total in their first 2 drives. Paco Hernandez, last punt went 15. This is a low snap. Nearly got it blocked. Spray got in there, and it's going to be out of bounds on the right sideline. The official walks into Great Bend territory to the 47-yard line, and Hayes High for a second consecutive possession will start on the plus side of the field.
We're starting to see some frustration out of Great Bend. Saw a little tiffle right down there with Trey Adams. The kid had a hold of him and wouldn't let go, and finally did, and then grabbed him back. The tempers are going to start to rise here real quick if things don't go Great Bend's way.
Hayes High, last series, 1 play and a touchdown. Maroney behind Jordan Dale at the quarterback spot. Bounces to the right. It's a turn and handoff to Maroney. He'll get across the 45-yard line inside to the 44. It'll be a gain on the play of 4 yards on first down.
Roy's just got the size of the running back that you look for, the size and the speed. This kid could have a special year if they keep feeding him the rock.
Hayes High Indian football is brought to you by Next Tech, Midwest Energy, and Gibbs Auto Supply. And Jaron Canick comes hobbling out of the game and sits down on the offensive bench. That is going to bring Kyler Beckman into the game as a wide receiver to the right. Maroney to the left of Jordan Dale for second down and 6. Handoff Maroney into round, 40-yard line. First down at the 35. Still on his feet with a stiff arm to the 30-yard line. And the Hayes High Indians are able to pick up 14 yards on the Roy Maroney run.
Bryce Salmons threw a huge block that didn't allow the defender to get the angle and just gave Roy that extra yardage.
Yeah, they're really utilizing that tight end look with Salmons. Now they go double, or just one tight end, Salmons to the left. First down and 10 from the 30-yard line. The Indians will check the sideline. Offensive line, Ashton Thomas at left tackle, Carson Russell left guard, Remington Cox the center, Gavin Nutting the right guard, Grayson Walburn the right tackle. Maroney backs up on this play as it's a handoff to Roy. 30-yard line outside the right hash. Gets to the 25. They say his knee went down at the 26, a gain of 4 on first down.
Looking down at Jaron Canick on the bench, it looks like they're testing that ankle a little bit. They don't seem in too much of a hurry, so hopefully it's just something minor.
He scored on the Indians' first play from scrimmage and made it 6-0, a 43-yard run. He had quite the week last week. 5 catches, 73 yards, 2 scores, and 5 rushes, 64 yards. 2 wide receivers left for Dale on 2nd down and 6 from just behind the 25-yard line. Option play, keeper by Dale, left side run, 15, Dale at the 10, stiff arm at the 5, touchdown, Hayes High Indians. Jordan Dale on the belly option, took it around the left side. The stiff arm at the 5 kept him on his feet, and the Hayes High Indians lead 14-0 with 7:35 to go. 26-yard run for the Hayes High Indians, Jordan Dale.
Jordan Dale did a great job of selling that play. He had that ball all the way in the gut of Roy Maroney before he pulled it out, and Roy closed down on it, really sold great bend on it, and Jordan Dale was off to the races.
4 plays, 48 yards, and the Hayes High Indians have themselves a 2-score lead. Veach down on a knee to attempt this extra point. Fields' extra point is a high one. Did it get across? It did. Just got across the bar, and the Hayes High Indians lead 15-0 with 7:35 to go in the first quarter. Fields now 2 for 4 on the young season and his first ever varsity football action.
You know, it doesn't have to look good to score points. That one sure didn't. It looked like he was trying to shoot a basketball over a very tall defender, but it went through the uprights.
15-0 with 7:35 to go in the first quarter. Jordan Dale with his first varsity touchdown rushing. He had 1 catch last year as a wide receiver. It was a 9-yard score. He has 3 attempts passing as a varsity quarterback. 3 for 8 for 22 yards, 9 carries, 18 yards in his quarterback career, but he gets the start tonight, and Jordan Dale punches it into the end zone. And the Hayes High Indians dominant early against the Great Bend Panthers.
You know, something that's looked good tonight for Jack Fields, this kickoff looks just a little bit more, and the more experience he's going to get with this, the more practice he's going to get with this, it could really develop into something good like the Hayes High Indians saw last year.
Yeah, I got Matt Goodale late in the year. It really was a weapon, including a big field goal down at Goddard Eisenhower in that Week 9 game. He'll tee it up at the 40-yard line as the sun starts to set slowly here at Memorial Stadium. We still stare directly into it as Fields kicks off for a 3rd time in the first quarter. We're not halfway through the quarter yet. This time Haberman all the way back from the 10. Some extra juice on this one. Left return, and for 5 yards, Haberman was free, and then Gavin Hazelhorst ended the return.
Nobody even breathed on Gavin Hazelhorst. Once he got his running start, it was full force, and he lit the returner up.
So Great Bend with their worst starting field position. Back at the 15, they'll officially mark it at the 16-yard line. Great Bend, 2 series, -2 yards. They'll go with both Haberman and Poe in the backfield, 3 in the backfield this time, as Mater goes under center. It's going to be Mater on a keeper right side. Indians give chase at the line of scrimmage, and the tackle will be made by Bill Scott. It's the best offensive play of the night for Great Bend, a gain of 3 by the quarterback, Joseph Mater.
And Ty Adams, number 21, really did a great job of reading that play and sliding over and slowing it down so the tackle could be made.
Sometimes it's not the person who makes the tackle that caused the tackle to happen. 7 minutes to go, first quarter, 15-0 Hayes High on a pair of rushing touchdowns from 26 and 43. This time it's going to be a handoff straight up the middle. Poe with a big head of steam for a first down to the 31-yard line. So Great Bend goes with a little different look on that gain of 12. They go with 3 in the backfield. The quarterback is under center, and it is allowing some misdirection for the Great Bend Panthers.
And Tucker Veach did a great job of coming up and absorbing that hit. Tucker's only 160 pounds. Poe is much, much bigger at 210, I believe I saw, and Tucker just stood there and took it.
Matthias Mateo is the 3rd running back with Poe and Haberman. Now at the 31-yard line, Indians show 4 down linemen. Keeper by Mater. He goes on to the right side again. He'll get across the 35, and this is working well so far for the Great Bend Panthers. The misdirection in the backfield and then getting to the edge. Across the 35 to the 36-yard line, a gain of 5 on first down for quarterback Joseph Mater.
Well, Great Bend's starting to go after that young secondary that we talked before the game with Bill Scott and Ty Adams in there right now, kind of an unproven commodity, and so they need to figure out a way to shore that up.
Indian football brought to you by Steel Fabrications, Heartland Building Center, and Hayes Kalon. We'll have an actual Hayes Kalon scoreboard update for you tonight. Again, that full house backfield, 3 across. It'll be a handoff on the left side to Haberman. He gets hit hard this time by Dalton Dale. And third down coming up for the Great Bend Panthers, who are 0 for 2 tonight on third down. This one much shorter. They went 3rd and 12, 3rd and 11. This one 3rd and 4.
Well, Hayes High did a good job of regrouping on that play after giving up some plays with some decent yardage. If Hayes High can keep the momentum here and give it back to that offense, we'll see what Jordan Dale can do.
Great Bend's best drive now to the 38-yard line. This is their 5th play of the drive. Again, that 3 across look in the backfield, tight end on either side, no wide receivers. Third down, handoff up the middle, and the Indians sniff it out for a tackle for loss. Trey Adams, Gavin Nutting, who's having a huge day. Bill Scott came on a blitz, no gain at the 30. In fact, a yard loss to Poe back to the 36-yard line. They'll give a loss of 2 on that play.
Hayes High is very, very disciplined at staying home. They tried a lot of misdirection on that play, but Hayes High held their ground and stayed home and didn't let it develop.
Does Great Bend go for it on this 4th down? 3rd and 4, lost 2 yards. They do line up to punt. And the returner is going to be Tucker Veach. Jaron Canick is getting his left ankle looked at on the training table. Paco Hernandez again rifles it out of bounds. The official says out at the Hayes High 44-yard line. They'll start on their own side of the field for the first time tonight.
Well, Hayes High's got to be really pleased with the way they've started this game. The defense stepping up after giving up a couple plays and putting a stop to that 3rd drive. Now the offense gets a chance to come out and keep their momentum. This is really the opening part of the game that you'd like to see.
Jordan Dale, the starting quarterback tonight for the Hayes High Indians, as Dylan Dreiling is out with a stomach issue. Hope him all the best. 5:05 to go. First quarter, 15-0 Hayes High. Turn handoff Maroney. Maroney 45 into Great Bend territory. Down at the Great Bend 44-yard line. That'll be good for 11 yards, 12 yards, and a first down.
Yeah, Hayes High just played off of that. The last play they did that they actually scored on, they gave it to Maroney. Great Bend wasn't even quite sure what to do with it. And before they knew it, Roy Maroney was 7 yards down the field before they got a hand on him.
From their own 44 to the Great Bend 44, 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hayes High up 15-0. A Canick 43-yard touchdown, a Dale 26-yard touchdown run. Maroney in the backfield. Dale turns, hands off. Maroney, big hole, left side, 40, 35-yard line, turns on the just at the 30. He may score up the left sideline. Touchdown, Hayes High Indians. There is a flag on the play behind the 35-yard line. If it stands, it's a 44-yard score for Roy Maroney.
Roy Maroney is so quick, even for a guy his size. He's a great weapon to have in that backfield, especially if you got a quarterback that's not used to being back there.
It'll be holding on the Hayes High Indians, according to the official, on the far sideline, and Hayes High will wipe 44 yards and a touchdown off of the board. That was an issue last week for Hayes High. 12 penalties in last week's ball game, twice taking touchdowns off the board. One time they overcame that, but once up by 3, the touchdown did not. They did not score and had that game a lot closer than it probably should have been.
Well, not even just last week, but last year, if you remember right, every time they did something very, very well, they would do something very, very bad, like a penalty, holding penalty, fumble, an interception. They couldn't get a drive going, and so that's a habit they were trying to kick, and looked like they may have done that towards the end of the second half last week, but here it rears its head again.
10-yard penalty, and the officials are a tad confused right now. They marked it off from the 37-yard line, and if that's the case, it should be at the 47-yard line. Roy will get 7 yards on the run, and now we got it. So Roy gets 7 yards, but the 10-yard penalty backs Hayes High up to their own 47-yard line, and we redo first down. It'll be first down and about 13 yards once the chains get reset. And The chain gang did not know there was a penalty. They had run down to the other end for the extra point. Dale hasn't attempted a pass yet. This is first and about 13 yards. Maroney hops to the left. He'll grab the handoff. Nope, it'll be kept by Dale. Left side, he's at the 40, 35, 30. Three Panthers giving chase. Dale outruns them all and into the end zone. Jordan Dale for a second time. This time goes in from 47 yards out. And the Hayes High Indians lead 21-0 with 4:39 to go in the opening quarter.
Well, and this time it is clean, so it will count. They will not bring this one back. So the chain gang can go ahead and move on down if they want to. They look a little bit skeptical. Not quite moving yet. There we go. Now they decide to move.
3 plays, 56 yards, 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and Jack Fields to attempt extra point number 2. The Indians with a high snap, the extra point, a high kick that gets over the crossbar. Fields 2 for 2 tonight, and it's 22-0 in favor of the Hayes High Indians. And boy, outside of a penalty, which the Indians overcame because it took 6 points off the board, Hayes High's really played flawless football tonight.
Yeah, both sides as well. You know, one question we had before the game was how was the offensive line going to hold up for Hayes High? And so far they are doing a fabulous job giving holes, making blocks, giving the runners everything that they need to succeed.
47-yard run by Dale, his second touchdown run of the night. It gives him the team lead in touchdown rushes this year. Roy Maroney had the Indians only one a week ago. They had a couple of touchdown passes from Dreiling to Canick last week, and 2 carries, 73 yards for Jordan Dale.
You know, we were talking before the game. Hayes High travels with a big screen TV that they keep on the sideline, and we actually get to view it this week. And they've got an end zone cam. They've got all these awesome tools that we didn't have when we were growing up. Of course, I was a runner, so we didn't get to watch film of ourselves anyways.
Coach Crow and I were talking earlier today about how it's kind of like the old days where you had no jamboree, you had nothing to get film on, and the only difference is now is getting film requires, clicking a button and not driving to somebody's town in order to exchange actual film. I don't even know if kids call it film anymore. That's probably an antiquated phrase. Fields to kick off for a 4th time in the first quarter, and he hammers this one all the way back to the 5-yard line, fumbled into the end zone. Haberman will bring it out. Now he gets hit. What is the call? Did Haberman step out? Nope, it's a touchback.
He must have towed that line very, very close. It sure looked like he might have stepped. Now they're conferring to see.
Yeah. What do the officials say here? He touched the football, but that doesn't make it a live football. You can still down it across the end zone. But did he come out? Where did he get hit with the football? That's the question. Apparently he got hit in the end zone, and Great Bend is going to get the ball at the 20 after Haberman made just a critical error on the return.
Yeah, he had Gavin Myers barreling down on him, and he thought about returning. And man, give those referees some credit for making the call and sticking with it, because it could have been very, very easy to overturn.
And 3 of them got together, talked about it, made sure that they got it right. Stephen Spray into the ball game for the first time, a wide receiver left. Great Bend saw some success with 3 across in the backfield. This time they'll go in the shotgun formation. 3 drives, 3 punts for Great Bend. They have 1 first down tonight. Shotgun, handoff to Haberman, gets hit at the 20. Trey Adams there along with 3 other white jerseys. Carson Spray, one of those. Gavin Nutting's having a huge game. Dalton Dale, 2. A gain of 2 to the 22-yard line.
You know, last week when Great Bend was getting beat so badly, they've kind of pulled back on their play calling. You got to wonder if that may be what we're starting to see Great Bend do, not divulge any of their secrets if they don't have to.
I was kind of surprised that they didn't go ahead and stay with that 3 in the backfield look. It was working well for them. Spray, the wide receiver, out to the left. 1 out to the right. To throw is the quarterback, Mater, caught on the right side, and it's a completion to the 30-yard line and what should be a first down. It was caught by Brad Beck, his first catch of the season.
Tucker Veach on the tackle there. It's good to see this young man shake that rust. He was a little bit rusty when he got into the game last week, but now he's playing very, very sharp.
Brad Beck's first catch of the year is good for 8 yards, and Great Bend has their second first down of the night. 3:45 to go first quarter. 3 rushing touchdowns for the Hayes High Indians, who have not attempted a pass tonight, with backup quarterback Jordan Dale, who's in for Dylan Dreiling, dealing with some stomach issues. Hayes High shows blitz, and the Indians jumped off sides. Well, and by the reaction, it's Logan Casper.
Yeah, that's just a young mistake by a young kid. He'll get there. He hasn't had a whole lot of varsity experience before this year. He'll get that figured out.
Indians' second penalty of the night. They do have the official mic'd up here, which is really good when you're on the opposite side of where the officials face. So when they call the penalty, they look up into the press box on the far side. That mic allows us to have an idea of what's being called. 2 wide receivers to the left side on 1st and 5 from the 35. A turn and handoff to Haberman. Big hole over the left side. He'll get near a first down at the 39-yard line, and Trey Adams getting drugged down to the ground once again by Anthony Paez, the left tackle. And Adams is the one with his hands in the air trying to show that it's not him, but that's twice now.
Well, truth be told, he was the one that applied the initial hit there after the play. And, you got to sell that, though. It's not me.
Nobody's ever committed a penalty nor a foul in their lifetime. 2nd down and 1. Remember, 5 free yards because of an offsides has given Great Bend a chance to convert on a smaller field. It's a turn and handoff. Haberman hit in the backfield. It was Hazelhorst who caused the initial hit, and then Logan Casper and Myers in the backfield at the 36-yard line for a loss of 3. No chance for Haberman on that play.
When you got to be thinking Great Bend would like to have some sort of passing attack right now. They simply don't have time to throw it.
Mater a week ago was 6 for 12 for 27 yards against Great Bend, or against May South. Tonight, he is 2 for 4 for 9 yards. This is 3rd down and 4. Great Bend 0 for 3 on 3rd down tonight. 2:05 to go first quarter. As the sun starts setting in Great Bend, Mater to pass, screenplay right side, caught by Hernandez. He will not get the first down. Myers over there to get the tackle, and Hernandez up very, very slow. Myers helps him up, and Hernandez a little shaken up. He's the punter, but he is limping. It'll be 4th down after no gain.
Yeah, looking down, Jaron Canick is still sitting on the bench. I don't know if he's got his helmet. He may be done for the game.
Well, and at a certain point, stats are nice, but do you need them? Great Bend showing that they're going to go for it on 4th and 4, maybe trying to draw Hayes High off sides. And with their punter hurt right now, and apparently their punter from last week, Heilman, not playing, they may have no choice but to go for it, and Great Bend will call a timeout. By the way, into the ball game for Hayes High is Ty Adams at a cornerback position. Remy Stoll in on this drive as well.
They've got Brett Orth. I saw his name. I saw his number down there on defense on that last series as well.
Indian football is brought to you by Discount Siding, Hayes High Athletic Booster Club, and Shelter Insurance agent Dustin Shoemaker. We are still in the first quarter. Hayes High 22-0 lead. A Jaron Canick 43-yard run on the first offensive play for Hayes High tonight for a touchdown. Jordan Dale a pair of runs of 26 and 47 yards. Hayes High has had the ball 3 times. They have scored 3 times and lead 22-0 thanks to a 2-point conversion and a pair of Jack Fields extra point kicks.
Yeah, we are an hour into this game, and we are not done with the first quarter
30
yet.
minutes. 30 minutes. Hour into the broadcast.
30 minutes. I was confused. 30 minutes.
Well, believe me, it can't take much longer than last week's first half at Goddard Eisenhower. That was an hour and 18-minute first half. I just can't believe it'll be much more than that. Russell in Hayes to take on the TMP Monarchs, both winless on the year. Russell with a 6-0 lead. Russell got really beat up by Ellis last week. TMP lost last week to Oakley. So what does Great Bend do? 4th down and 4. Their punter, Hernandez, is hurt. Heilman, who punted 7 times last week for 37 yards, he's out, apparently. And so now on 4th down, a trio of wide receivers to the right. Under center is Mater. He's going to roll out to the right. He'll have a first down on the run, 40-45-yard line. And again, rolling out to the right and able to beat the defense to the edge. That trio of wide receivers took the Indians' defense down the field, and nobody there to make the stop on 4th down.
Yeah, Hayes High wasn't so sure they weren't going to punt there. They dropped Orth back just in case they put that quick punt in, and it just spread out the defense too much. They able to run for that first down.
Great Bend was 1 for 2 last week on 4th downs. They convert on this 4th and 4. Minute 12 to go. As the ball went out of bounds, the clock stops. 22-0 Hayes High. Great Bend has now given up 43 first-quarter points in the first 2 games of the year. 22 to Hayes High, 21 last week to Maize South. 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Mater keeps and goes nowhere fast. My goodness. Hayes High's defense, led by Carson Spray that time, gets deep into the backfield, and Mater had nowhere to go but to the ground. That's a loss of 3 on the play. Carson Spray, his first tackle for loss this year.
His offense for Great Bend has got to be frustrated. It doesn't seem like no matter what they do, they're not able to go anywhere.
Well, I'll be honest, I'm a little confused by the play calling of the Great Bend Panthers. When they try to roll out to the right side, when they go with a little misdirection, they seem to be having some success against Hayes High, but then they just totally go away from it. At least one more play here in the first quarter. 2 wide receivers left, 2 wide receivers to the right. Poe in the backfield with Joseph Mater, the junior quarterback. He'll take the snap. Play action, pump fake, throws to Paco Hernandez, caught at the 50, into Hayes High territory for the first time. Dalen Vaughn with the tackle this time for the Hayes High Indians. And that likely will be the final play of the first quarter as the ball is down at the 46-yard line. It'll be a gain of 11 yards. Oh, nope, not quite. It'll be a gain. Got my yards mixed up. That'll be the final play of the first quarter. 3rd down coming up for the Great Bend Panthers. It was a gain of 11, by the way, but it was 2nd down and 13. So 3rd and 2 coming up for the Great Bend Panthers. 3 rushing touchdowns for the Hayes High Indians have them with a 22-0 lead after 1 quarter. This is the Hayes High Sports Network.
M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hayes area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student-athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hayes. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hayes and La Crosse.
The 8th play of Great Bend's drive coming up here. They converted on 4th down, now have 3rd down from the Hayes High Indian 46-yard line. 3rd down and just over 2 yards. Turn, handoff, Poe. He gets hit. He will lunge ahead and be very close to the first down, where the officials on each side of the field are running in. It appears that Poe has enough for the 3rd down and 2 conversion. The officials look. They're still looking. There has not been a signal. Now the white hat says first down.
First down, Panthers.
Just the second 3rd down conversion of the year for Great Bend.
Well, and this may go ahead.
Great Bend now with 3 in the backfield, but like an inverted wishbone formation. It's a deep handoff to Poe. Poe will stumble across the original line of scrimmage for a yard and then get hit back. Poe gets to the 41-yard line.
Well, and it may be a good thing that Great Bend picked up that first down. Give Hayes High's offense just a little bit more time to rest and give this Hayes High defense just a little bit of time to play a little bit.
I don't know how much the offense needs to rest. They have run 8 plays and scored 3 touchdowns. So
they were long runs.
Yeah, and they had to do one of them twice, so I guess there's a little extra in there. Hayes High leads 22-0 in this Western Athletic Conference game. The Indians looking for a 2-0 start for the first time since 2014. Mater, shotgun formation, 1 wide receiver left, 2 to the right, drops back to pass, pressure on, throws to the right side. It is complete, and on the spot is Remy Stoll for the tackle on a short gain. catch by Brad Beck, his second catch of the game and season, down at the 38-yard line.
Remy Stoll's got to feel good about that play. He had a little bit of a rough week last week. He kind of got picked on, but he had some great coverage there, and to put a stop to that play immediately and not allow any extra yards, that's a great mental play for Remy Stoll.
3rd and 5 for the Panthers. This drive started back at their own 20 on what was nearly the ball at the inch line when Haberman almost brought it out of the end zone and then apparently didn't. 3 officials got together. 3rd and 5. This is Great Bend's longest and deepest penetration so far of the game. 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the near side. Joseph Mader with a play-action pass gets hit as he throws, and it's going to be intercepted, taken away by the Hayes High Indians. It was a floater brought down by Hayes High, and it's taken away by the cornerback Brett Orth. His first career interception. Give credit to the pressure in the backfield, and Hayes High gets the turnover.
Man, and you got to love the excitement by a kid that hasn't gotten a whole lot of playing time to get that interception. He hops up, and he is jacked up. Good for Brett.
Brett was also looking for somebody to give the football to. He was looking for one of the officials to throw it to and finally found one. The offense already out onto the field. That drive by Great Bend.
You got to wonder if Brett kind of thought about running off with that ball. You know, nobody's going to take it from me. I might as well take it home to my trophy case.
12 plays for Great Bend. It was 42 yards. They converted on 3rd down and 4th down on that series. But they throw the interception. Hayes High got a ton of pressure.
Personal foul. Defense. Number 2, hands to the face. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. It is.
So Great Bend picks up their first penalty of the night. Hands to the face following the interception. That was the wide receiver, Paco Hernandez. And so Hayes High will start with the football for a 3rd time in the first half in Great Bend territory on the plus side of the field at the 46. Miles Keller, wide receiver left, along with Carson Kiefer. To the right side is going to be Kyler Beckman. Wide receivers haven't had much to do tonight. It's been all on the ground for the starting quarterback tonight, Jordan Dale, who has 2 rushes for 2 touchdowns. He'll take the shotgun snap, turn and hand off to Maroney. Big hole right side, 40-yard line, and a nice gain on 1st down for the Indians of 6 yards.
When you're starting to see the frustration really come out in Great Bend to get that personal foul, hands to the face even before the play, that's just pure frustration.
Indians going quick, 2nd down and 4 from the 40. Maroney hops to the left of quarterback Jordan Dale. Now everybody will stand and check the sideline. Play clock at 20, game clock at 9:25. Indians up by 3 scores, trying to make it 4. Maroney jogs to the right side of Dale. It's a keeper. Now Dale looks to throw, throws deep down the field, has Keller open, and the Indians throw an interception. 2 Hayes High Indians went for the catch. Instead, they pop it up in the air, and it's taken by Joseph Mader. And now a late hit is going to add 15 extra yards onto the play for the Great Bend Panthers. 2 Indians went up for it. They popped it up into the air, and Joseph Mader, the quarterback, in at the safety position that time, gets the INT.
You got to like that they're opening up that playbook, though, a little bit for Jordan Dale to give him that experience. But unfortunately, that almost looked like a Hail Mary, just hoping somebody can come down with it. And somebody did, the Great Bend Panthers.
So the Hayes High Indians go with a short series again, but this time an interception. 2 plays, 6 yards. That was the first passing attempt of the night for the Hayes High Indians. Late hit out of bounds by Remington Cox is the Indians' 3rd penalty of the night. So Great Bend will get the football back after they just threw an interception. They will have the football at their own 48-yard line. 22-0 Hayes High up with 9:06 to go, 2nd quarter. Join us at halftime. We spotlight the Hayes High girls tennis program, who has 40 kids out this year. We'll talk with Coach Brown coming up at halftime. So Joseph Mader and the Great Bend offense back out onto the field to go 1 wide receiver left, a wing back to the left side. It's a handoff. Haberman chased left side, and there are 3 Indians to make the tackle for no gain. Right now, Hayes High seems to be running away, or rather, Great Bend seems to be running away from Hazelhurst. It's like they're taking their chances against Trey Adams and just refuse to go the way of Gavin Hazelhurst.
Well, and like you alluded to earlier, it's almost like they don't know their identity right now. Something works for them, but then they run away from it and change it up. You got to wonder what that's all about.
3 wide receivers to the left, Hernandez, along with Beck, who each have a couple of catches, and Lakin Webb to this near side. Spray, the wide receiver, to the left for Mater, who has a running back to his left on 2nd and 10. Screen back near side. It's a double pass down the field. Lakin Webb wide open at the 30, at the 20. Indians giving chase, and Webb knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. The official says he stepped out at the 10. The double pass went to Paco Hernandez. He chucked it down the field, and Great Bend is into the red zone for the first time tonight.
Yeah, Hayes High got almost a little cocky on that play. As soon as they made that first pass backwards, all of the defenders tried to close in on it. They lost track of the receiver that got behind them, and unfortunately it came back to bite them.
42 yards on the completion to Lakin Webb. Hernandez on his first pass. It was a double pass into the red zone. Great Bend under center in that wishbone. Handoff Haberman. He gets corralled by Trey Adams. Trey reached out and grabbed him with his right arm and took down the much smaller running back at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Trey Adams is just a man among boys when he's on that field. He walks up to you, and I kid you not, most of these kids come up to his shoulders.
This is already Great Bend's longest drive by yards tonight, thanks to that 48-yard double pass. 7:48 to go, first half. Hayes High up 22-0. We'll get you Hayes Kalon scoreboard update at the next opportunity. 3 in the backfield. 2 of them are blocking backs in front of Joseph Mater. Steps back to pass, looks left side for a slant. It's going to be caught, and that is a touchdown for the Great Bend Panthers. It's their first points of the year. It comes in quarter 6 of the season. Paco Hernandez with the touchdown catch.
Yeah, Hunter Harris let that receiver get behind him. Hunter tried to jump that pass and knock it up and break it up, but unfortunately for Hunter, he couldn't quite do it. Now, you got to like this. They've got these lights that blink on and off as soon as the bells go off for the touchdown. It's an entire stadium event when they score.
It's the first time they've gotten to use it. They were on the road a week ago. The extra points, Angel Razzo, his first attempt of the season, is a sidewinding kick that sneaks through, and it's 22-7. Great Bend answers the Indians 22 consecutive points to start the game. And the Indians had the ball. They were driving, but threw an interception after getting an interception, and it's a 2-score game.
You know, sometimes when you have so much success so early on, it kind of gets ahead of you and you start making the little mistakes that you weren't making. And so Hayes High really needs to regroup and not let Great Bend climb back into this game.
It was all set up by a double pass for 42 yards. Hayes High Indian football was brought to you by USD 489, High Plains Roofing, and State Glass Company. Well, Hayes High, by viewing before the kickoff, is potentially going to have their worst starting field position of the night. That is assuming that somebody doesn't, run it back for a crazy amount of yards. The Indians have started their series so far 3 times in Great Bend territory. Their worst starting field position is their own 44. Still not seeing Jaron Canick after he came out with an ankle injury. So Roy Maroney and Tucker Veach will be the return men. Canick without his helmet standing on the sideline. Looks like his night is done. An electrifying 40-plus yard run on the first play from scrimmage for Hayes High. And since then, he's been on the sideline. Razzo to kick off. A high, deep, end-over-end kick will go into the end zone for a touchback. But Maroney brings it out, and he's hit out at about the 21-yard line. I'm not sure if I missed a rule change, but in high school football, it's always been that if it crosses the goal line, it's an automatic touchback. But Hayes High will get to the 22-yard line and have first down.
Yeah, they seem to be letting it go. Jaron Canick, he's a kid that you kind of got a feel for. His freshman year, he was injured. His sophomore year, he had a little bit of injury bug. And now junior, he misses this game. Hopefully for him, it's only just a short amount of time and he can get healed up this week.
It takes some speed out of the game for sure for the Hayes High Indians. junior who has had 2 D1 Big 12 offers. Turn and handoff Maroney. He's at the 20, has to stretch out the defense to the 25, and he gets near the 27-yard line. Patient running by Maroney, and give credit to Kyler Beckman. A good seal block on that outside gave him the opportunity to pick up yards.
Yeah, you alluded to it. That was very, very disciplined. I think last year we would have seen Roy try to cut that up and try to make it happen himself, but there he relied on his teammates to allow it to happen.
7 carries, 53 yards for Maroney. Canick has carried once for a touchdown, Jordan Dale twice for a touchdown. Maroney had a touchdown, was called back because of a holding penalty. It's a handoff to Maroney, gets hit, gets out of the tackle for loss. He'll get the first down up the left sideline. Just too much power. He should have been taken down in the backfield. He runs out of the tackle and has a first down at the 34-yard line, a gain of 6.
Well, that's about 3 or 4 arm tackles that Roy has broken tonight. If you're going to bring him down, you're going to have to hit him.
Indians have thrown 1 pass tonight. It was an interception. Everything else has been on the ground for new quarterback Jordan Dale. 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left on first down and 10. The Indians will check the sideline from their own 34-yard line, 6:40 to go. Clock stopped after Maroney was knocked out of bounds. 4 down linemen for the black-clad Panthers. Now they show blitz from the outside. They bring that blitz. It's a keeper by Dale. Fumbles, and he'll dive on top of the football to keep possession. No gain. It was that belly option that he scored on earlier, but as it was brought out, it got to his fingertips and couldn't reel it back in, and instead of trying to make a big play, fell down onto the football and kept the possession.
Well, luckily they've run that enough, and Great Bend suspected that Roy was going to have it, so they all shifted and slid down to put a stop to Roy, and so it left that gap that ball bounced right into, and Jordan Dale bounced on it.
No gain for Dale, so his average of 36.5 yards per carry is now down to 24.3 yards per carry. Really hurts your average when you don't go 26-47 than 0. 6 minutes to go first quarter. Hayes up by 15 after Great Bend set up a score on a double pass. And again the Indians fumble, this one all the way back to the 30-yard line. Again, that little belly option, and after being pulled out by Dale, he drops it, falls on the football, and Hayes High has gone backwards, and Great Bend starting to seize some momentum. Hayes High will face 3rd down for the first time tonight. This is 3rd and 14 from their own 30.
Well, 3rd down has not been kind to the Indians for the last season in a game. This is their opportunity to rectify that.
Yeah, Great Bend, or Hayes High this year, 3 for 12. 25% against Eisenhower last week. They were lower than that, 18% a year ago. From their own 30, Maroney in motion to the right side. 2 wide receivers left. It's an option play, right side, option pitch to Maroney. 30-yard line, can't get out of the shoestring. Tackle picks up a couple of yards. Hayes High 3 and out. They lose yards and give the Great Bend Panthers the football back with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. A gain of 2 for Maroney.
Well, Great Bend's starting to get some momentum on their side right now, and Hayes High's got to be very, very careful because as well as they've started the first quarter, this second quarter has not looked nearly as crisp.
Hayes High just 5 plays on the drive. That is their longest drive of the night. They'll net just 8 yards on it because they went backwards. Carson Kiefer to punt for the first time. Last week, 4 punts for a 43-yard average. Rolls out to his right. He gets off a booming punt. Hernandez calls for a fair catch at the 30 and will take it there on a knee. It is a punt of 40 yards.
Well, if Carson Kiefer would have rolled the other way, he had green space in front of him. He may have been able to pick up that first down, but wisely kicked it away.
Officially 38 on the punts. So Hayes High, after scoring on the first 3 possessions of the game, have gone interception and punt. Great Bend, after punting on their first 3, threw an interception on their 4th drive, scored a touchdown on their last drive, and they have the football back. Down 22-7, 4:23 to go in quarter number 2. On a cool night in Great Bend. Boy, the way the weather was earlier this week, this is about the best you could have hoped for. Spray a wide receiver clear out to the near sideline. The ball is lined up on the left hash. Great Bend left to right. Mader under center. A ton of different looks for Great Bend. Now Great Bend has 2 in motion. Neither of them were set. Fumble on the play. It's loose on the ground. Do the Hayes High Indians pick it up? They do not. There was 2 in motion for Great Bend. Neither of them came set. No penalty, but I guess in the end it works out better for Hayes High because it's a loss on the play and the loss of down.
when Gavin Myers almost had that ball, he just had so much momentum. He got on it and bounced right back off and allowed Great Bend to pick it up.
Oh, there is a penalty in the backfield, so they apparently did see the 2 men in motion. I think Hayes High will decline this. And instead of 1st and 15, put Great Bend in 2nd and 12. Yeah, 2 players in motion. Like almost everybody was in motion on that series. Haberman lost 2 yards. And Great Bend started this drive at their own 30, is back to their own 28. Indians 3-down lineman, a 3-3 stack look as they bring Logan Casper in at linebacker. Mater, straight keep left side. He gets hit and driven backwards. Did not make it back to the 30. Gets a yard to the 29-yard line. The Indians create a wall of white jerseys, and now a post-play scuffle between, once again, left tackle Anthony Paez, but this time trying to take out his frustrations on somebody other than Trey Adams.
Well, you think maybe you'd learn after trying to take Trey Adams on that it's just simply not going to work and you need to pick somebody smaller.
That's what he tried to do, but came up on the wrong end of that one as well. 4 minutes to go, first quarter. It was 22-0. Hayes High looked to be driving for a 4th consecutive score, but threw an interception and then punted for the first time tonight. Great Bend scored a touchdown in between there. 1 wide receiver all the way to the right side for this 3rd down and 11 play. Great Bend 1 for 6 on 3rd downs in this first half. They put Hernandez in motion, left to right. He threw the double pass earlier. He'll head down the field. Mater rolls out to his right, looks to throw in the air. Hernandez makes the catch, and it's a first down. Hayes High had 2 players in the area. Neither located the ball. Hernandez with the catch at the 46-yard line, a gain of 17.
No, they set that play up from the previous 2 plays because both times they had wide receivers clear out, didn't even look at him. This time they rolled out this way, and the Hayes High defense fell asleep. They saw him glance over, find him, but went right back trying to think it was going to go the opposite way.
Great Bend now 2 for 7 on 3rd downs. That is the 5th catch of the night for Hernandez. 39 yards, and Great Bend's only score of the season thus far. 3 wide receivers to the left, the previous mentioned Hernandez, one of them. Poe, the only running back, and a wide receiver out to the right for 1st and 10 from their 46 and 3. Great Bend Panthers start moving. The ball was never snapped. Take your choice on the penalty, the 2nd accepted penalty of the night against the Great Bend Panthers.
Well, and that's a good break for Hayes High to give him those 5 extra yards because right now Hayes High is not being able to slow them down very much when they go in the air.
Hayes High had a 22-0 lead with 4:39 to go in the first quarter. They have not scored since. There's 3 minutes to go in the second. Great Bend set up their touchdown on a double pass for 42 yards from Paco Hernandez to Lakin Webb. Webb's only catch of the night. Hayes Kalon scoreboard update. See if we can get you updated a little bit before halftime, but first to play from Great Bend on 1st and 15 now from their own 46. Keeper by the quarterback Mater. Cuts back against the grain, gets a first down into Hayes High territory at the 40. That'll be a gain of 19 for Mater. And Great Bend has the momentum.
Hayes High had a chance to stop him right there, but that was a pure breakdown in fundamentals. The Hayes High Indian defensive back, we don't want to name names, but it dropped his head, lost sight of Mater. Mater was able to spin around him. Got to keep that head up, see where you're hitting.
After 1 quarter, Dodge City up on Liberal 14-0. And Victoria shutting out Chase right now 38-0. That's in the second. That one may be over by halftime. A close one tonight. This may be the surprise score so far. Derby and Newton. Derby up 16-7 in the second quarter. 2 wide receivers to the right. It's a handoff to Poe. Gets by the first 2 defenders, and then Myers lifts the leg of Poe up off the ground. The wrestler goes for the single leg takedown and gets the tackle after a gain to the 38-yard line. Gain of 2.
That's not something you're going to see very often. Gavin Hazelhorst was the first one there. Usually he puts a pretty good lick on the runner. This time he just happened to miss him.
Your scoreboard update was brought to you by Hayes Kalon. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hayes Kalon. Call Kirk Maska or Kurt Viner, now both retired USD 489 teachers. What else do they have to do other than spray yards? Might as well give them a call. 3 wide receivers to the right, all behind one another on second down. It's a pass to Hernandez. He gets around the first defender, around the second defender, and Hayes High is not making their tackles at the point that they're getting. There should have been a loss of yards on that play. Instead, Hernandez dances his way inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, something about playing with the lead sometimes messes with your head and you get overconfident in your abilities, and that's kind of what we're seeing right now from the Hayes High Indians.
Hernandez, his 6th catch for 43 yards. He had 1 catch for 8 yards last week against Maize South. Inside a minute to go first quarter. Great Bend has 2 timeouts left, but not using one now. 22-7, Hayes High with the 15-point lead, but they haven't scored in this second quarter. Spray, the only wide receiver to the right. 2 out to the left for Mater, who puts Hernandez in motion. Big first half for the wide receiver. They look his way, fires, and it's incomplete. Intended, I believe, for Hernandez. Mater got rid of it quick. Also in the area was Lakin Webb, but Webb was blocking and never turned around to look. Pass incomplete, 4th and 4.
Mater had Big Trey Adams and Gavin Myers barreling down on him. He had to get that ball out and wasn't able to let the route develop the way he wanted it to.
Play number 8 on this drive for Great Bend, and the Panthers on the incomplete pass, and the clock stopped. We'll take a timeout on 4th and 4. Great Bend 1 for 1 on 4th down. It was also on a 4th and 4. Hayes High was rolling, but they stopped their own progress with an interception and then a 5-play series and punts. Hayes Kalon scoreboard update. Newly 8-man school lacrosse up on Hoxie, 14-12 in the second quarter. Hayes High faced Goddard Eisenhower last week. Eisenhower down in the second quarter to Salina Central, 21-7. Other scores of interest from around the state. Smith Center up on Phillipsburg, 7-6. We'll have scores for you at HayesPost.com following tonight's contest. And that's your Hayes Kalon scoreboard update.
You know, you mentioned retirement and spraying grass. My dad, that's what he does. He mows the golf course now. He used to be a wood shop teacher, and now he just gets on that riding lawnmower and just mows, and he absolutely loves it. I don't think his personal yard has looked as green ever.
I think I may have new retirement goals, mowing the golf course. I think I could handle that. Great Bend with the ball, 4th and 4 from the Hayes High 34-yard line. They were down 22-0, now 22-7. Hernandez in motion to the right on 4th and 4. Mater rolls out to the right, looks back to the left. Wide open is the wide receiver, Beck. He's at the 10, 5, and scores on 4th and 4. And we got a ball game with 26 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Hayes High looks absolutely stunned that this has happened. They had their way for the first quarter, and now to see the tides turn like this, they're standing still. They don't have the energy. They're not quite sure what has just happened.
Brad Beck's 3rd catch of the night and season. Great Bend did not score last week. They have scored 13 consecutive. Angel Razzo in to attempt the extra point. Hayes High was dominating, and now Great Bend has all the momentum before halftime. The extra point is good, and it's 22-14. Hayes High will get the football to start half number 2. 26 seconds to go before the break.
When you got to wonder if the injury to Jaron Canick is playing a toll on the Hayes High Indians, because since he's been out of the game, they have not looked the same. Whether it's scheme fit, maybe they're worried about their teammate, maybe just the mental issues of losing a key piece of the offense is taking the toll on it. Something, they just don't look the same.
Hayes High's defense a week ago gave up 8 points. There was 2 extra points then on a safety for a total of 10. They have given up 14 points on Great Bend's last 2 drives.
And you got to think Hayes High is just going to be thinking get to the half to get in there, make some adjustments, regroup, and come out ready to play.
That was 8 plays, 70 yards for the Great Bend Panthers. Our area game of the week has Logan Palco at Stockton. They are at halftime. Logan Palco up 16-0 on Stockton. Hayes High will send Tucker Veach and Roy Maroney back to return this kick. They have new lights here in Great Bend at the stadium, and it's not quite as light as you would think. Provides a nice glow, but it's not those overbearing bright lights you get at most football stadiums. Razzo for the kickoff. Puts his leg into it. It will go down to Veach at the 5. Now he fumbles it at the 4. Picks it up and reverses field. He's at the 10. He's at the 15, still on his feet to the 20. Oh, Hayes High is struggling in a lot of areas right now heading into the halftime locker room. 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
When it almost looked like Tucker thought that ball was going to go out of bounds, he hesitated to pick it up because it had a roll to it. And then when he finally decided to do, he had the players barreling down on him. Special teams was right there. Fortunately, he was able to make something out of it.
How aggressive does Hayes High get? From the left hash, they have the ball on 1st down and 10. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They get the ball to start half number 2. Great Bend backs. 5 guys, 25 yards off the ball. It's a handoff to Maroney, right side 25. He's at the 30, 35-yard line. Does Hayes High use one of their 3 timeouts? And they do on the gain of 15 by Roy Maroney. Clock down to 12 seconds.
Yeah, it almost looked like Great Bend almost went to a prevent defense there to allow that hole for Maroney. Now, fortunately, Maroney's quick enough that if he can get into space, it's almost going to be like a Tyreek Hill thing that we saw against the Cowboys for the Chiefs a couple years ago. They threw it to him and had enough space to maneuver. Roy Maroney's got that kind of speed, not Tyreek Hill speed, but quick enough to get to break it if he can.
Big night for Maroney so far. 10 carries, 76 yards. Indian football brought to you by Aflac Insurance Agent Sean Swartz, Edward Jones, Daryl Jeff, and Linda Seibel. Paul Wartenberger Construction, Master Cleaners, Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. They are our streaming partner for 2020 and 2021. Roof Masters, Insurance Planning, and Jeter Law Firm. Our USD 489 halftime show coming up. We'll spotlight the tennis program. Get to your happenings at Hayes High School as well. We have the time. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification.
This is the Hayes High Sports Network, streaming made possible by Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home.
Took the Indians 7 seconds to get 15 yards. Kiefer and Miles Keller, wide receivers to the left, Dalen Swartz to the right. Again, Great Bend puts 5 guys 15 yards off the ball. You're right, Matty. Prevent defense. Great Bend shows a rush of 3. Handoff to Maroney. He'll test the left side. He gets to the 35, to the 40, still on his feet, to the 44-yard line, and Hayes High will use a timeout with 3.6 on the clock to likely set up the last play of half number 1.
Be interesting to see if they let Jordan Dale throw this ball a little bit. You know, we saw him throw a Hail Mary type pass earlier this half. He showed he's got a little bit of distance on that arm. Curious to see if they allow him to show it here.
Yeah, his only attempt tonight was an interception. 2 Hayes High Indians went up for the football and tipped the ball up into the air. They are going to adjust the clock to 5 seconds. I don't know then a quick incomplete pass. It's really going to make much of a difference. But Hayes High had all the momentum. They're up 22-0. They had just intercepted a Great Bend pass, got 15 extra yards because of a personal foul penalty. Started in Great Bend territory, but then threw the pick. It's been all Great Bend since. Indians will have 2nd down and 2 from their own 43, whatever that means, with only 5 seconds before halftime. The last 2 plays, handoffs to Roy Maroney. Again, Indians without the services of Jaron Canick after the 2nd series of the night. He is down on a knee at about the 30-yard line. Great Bend, 5 guys, 15 yards off the ball. 5 seconds to go, first half. Hayes High up 22-14. It's a play action keeper by Dale. Dale's going to roll out to his right. He's at the 50. He's at the 45, still on his feet. 40, 35-yard line, right sideline, knocked out of bounds, and that will be the final play of the first half. Hayes High leads at halftime 22-14, but the momentum is firmly on the shoulders of the Great Bend Panthers. We'll step aside and start your USD 489 halftime show after this break on the Hayes High Sports Network.
M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hayes area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student-athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hayes. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hayes. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hayes High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hayes K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner. Hayes High School Athletic Booster Club, proud to support the athletes of Hayes High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout Western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Back in Great Bend at Memorial Stadium, and Dustin Armbruster, Matt Dumler with you. It is a dogfight at halftime, and what really didn't look like it was going to be. Hayes High sprinted out of the gates, 22 points over 3 series and 8 total plays, but it's been Great Bend's game for the last quarter plus.
Yeah, it's a really unexpected dogfight, as you put it, because Hayes High had that very, very quick start. They were controlling the game in every single aspect, and whether the game got ahead of Hayes High, whether they just got full of themselves, maybe Great Bend calmed down, something clicked for them, and it's a whole new ball game here in Great Bend.
Great Bend went to a lot of misdirection in that second quarter and really caught Hayes High off guard on a couple of them. Hayes High at halftime up 22-14. They only threw one pass in that first half, and that was an interception. We'll step aside. When we come back, our chat with our halftime spotlight interview focuses on the Hayes High girls tennis program right here on the Hayes High Sports Network.
M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hayes area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student-athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hayes. Adams, Brown, Barron & Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hayes and La Crosse. Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech. When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure, Roof Masters is who you're looking for. Bigger vehicle for a family trip or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for the next business trip? Book with Hertz Rent-A-Car on 8th Street in Hayes. Add Aflac Insurance to your company's benefit package at no cost to you. Call Sean Schwartz with Aflac Insurance.
Back on the USD 489 halftime show, we're focusing on the tennis program this week at Hayes High School in our spotlight interview. Kayla Brown joins us, and the first thing we have to talk about is the number of kids out for tennis this fall. Did you expect so many kids, and what challenges has that presented?
I absolutely did not expect 40 of them to show up. I think my face was probably worth 1,000 words that day when they just kept walking in, but it's been great. I mean, I said I have the opportunity to keep a program really built with that many people. I could cut, but at this point we had kids at home for 5.5 months. Like, they want to be out doing something, and well, we're outside, we don't really touch each other, so how much safer can we get, I guess? So it's been hard only having 4 courts. Putting 40 people on 4 courts gets challenging, but they've done a good job of, we'll find ways to make rotations and make stations, and one group might be jogging around the building simply because I have nothing else for you to do, but they've been awesome, and I gave them the opportunity to prove to me that they were going to make it work, and they absolutely have.
Any rhyme or reason as to why there's been so many girls out this year?
Well, I had a big team last year compared to previous teams. I had 24 out. I have 19 returners, so I already had a lot coming back, and then I guess by word of mouth everybody said you should go out for tennis. I don't really know. I don't think I gained a lot from other sports necessarily, but I think it was just, well, if I'm going to try it, this is the year to try it. So they did, and it's been eye-opening, to say the least.
One of the questions we have to ask every one of the coaches is, how has COVID-19 changed the way that you can run your program, that you can practice, that maybe you travel, or that you compete at different places? What have the changes been for this fall?
Tennis really didn't have a ton of changes just because we're already outside. Depending on the place, some, even if you're outside, require the masks. Others say as long as you can social distance from others, you're okay. Now, social distancing from your team, I mean, you're riding in the same Suburban there anyways. But really, we haven't had to do too many changes. Some places have opted not to have the score trees just because you have the same people touching the same balls. They're trying to keep different doubles teams on opposite sides of the net, so they're not congregating or whatever. Maybe not trying to share the same tennis balls for a whole match. Sometimes one, or most of the time, you're seeing both singles players or both doubles teams bring out their balls and you use yours for serving and for that game and stuff. But we really haven't had to make too many adjustments because of COVID, which I appreciate.
Mother Nature hasn't been kind this week, but let's get a little recap of the season and what you expect out of your team this year.
Yeah, we did have rain this week, but we started pretty solid meet in Cimarron. We had a couple of individual seconds. I think it was a team tie for third, and we got fourth, which is fine. Our home meet, we had a couple individual firsts and a tie for second, and I think as a team we were second. So varsity, and that was 2 completely different varsity groups that I took, so I think I've got a lot of very strong varsity players in general. JV's only had 1 meet so far, but they had a couple individual first and seconds as well, so I think in comparison to the teams that we've played at this point, we're very competitive with them.
What do you expect out of the upcoming rest of the season? You mentioned having 2 different varsity teams. How does that work as the season goes along?
It's good. I mean, it's a good thing to have that many seniors that are getting varsity time, but they understand I also have underclassmen that need to get varsity time as well. But towards the end of the season, that's when we have some more competitive competitions against like big meets with Garden, Dodge. We have one where we go to McPherson. So that's when we'll see the teams that are probably going to be people we'll see again at regionals. So that's good that those are actually later in the season versus right at the beginning. And then we'll just kind of play it by ear, I guess, to see who kind of steps up when we get closer to that regional tournament.
Any idea how the Western Athletic Conference race is stacking up, or is that still way too early to tell?
With Great Bend being canceled this week, I have yet to see anybody from WAC for anything. So we will play in Dodge next Tuesday, and that will be the first time we'll be able to see who had returners, who didn't. So it'll kind of give us an idea of what to look forward to for some of those future meets as well.
Give you an opportunity to talk about some of the kids that maybe have stepped up into different roles this year, or some of the seniors that you want to highlight here. I
have 8 seniors. I think all but 2 are varsity returners. Taylor Dynas, Mila Potter, they saw a lot of varsity time, if not all varsity time last year. But I also have Emmy Morley. She's definitely stepping up to be a varsity player. Maggie Robin was a newcomer last year that kind of last minute I had to throw into regionals, and I think she thought I was crazy, but I think it really kind of said, no, this is where you're at. So she's been a strong one singles for me so far this year, and probably will be till the end. So I have a lot of them that are maybe got a couple JV meets in last year, a couple varsity meets, and then they'll see pretty much all varsity this year.
Kayla, we sure appreciate the time. Good luck on the remainder of the season. Hopefully Mother Nature plays in your favor, and good luck to the kids as well.
Thank you so much.
That's the tennis coach, Kayla Brown, on our USD 489 halftime show for our Spotlight interview. This is the Hayes High Sports Network.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hayes. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hayes High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hayes K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner. Hayes High School Athletic Booster Club. Proud to support the athletes of Hayes High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout Western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Welcome back to the USD 489 halftime show on the Hayes High Sports Network. Hayes High at Great Bend, and our happenings at Hayes High School are brought to you by the Hayes High Athletic Booster Club. The NFL season just kicked off last night, but there's still plenty of chances to win through the Football Frenzy contest. 5 winners every week. They give out like $8,500. Still tickets to buy, and you can still buy yours. Lots of chances to win. Contact a Hayes High Athletic Booster Club member to get your ticket. There's also a link at hayeshighIndians.com/athletics. Let's go around Hayes High School, where the Hayes High Indian girls golf team placed 3 in the top 10 and finished runner-up at the Salina Central Invitational on a cold, rainy, and just nasty day at the Salina Municipal Golf Course on Tuesday. Talia McCrae led the Indians with an 83, 1 shot out of the lead for a second-place finish. Katie Dinkle placed 8th. Sophia Garrison was 10th. The Hayes High girls golf team then won their second tournament of the young season on Thursday, as they take the Dodge City Invitational by 25 shots ahead of Mays. The Indians placed 3 in the top 10 again. Talia McCrae tied for first. Both had rounds of 84, she and Lexi Ritter of Mays. Katie Dinkle fired an 87, placed 4th. Sophia Garrison was 7th. The golf team is in Liberal on Monday and at the Salina South Invite on Thursday. After starting their season with a runner-up finish at their own tournament, the Hayes High volleyball team drops a pair of matches at the Nickerson
Jefferson Triangular on Tuesday, falling to the 7th-ranked Panthers and to Smoky Valley, and then rebounded yesterday for a 2-1 finish in Dodge City, falling to the host Red Demons 2-1, beating Lakin and Sublette on the day. The volleyball team will be in Ulysses on Thursday. The Hayes High boys soccer team starts their season 0-2 after a 4-1 loss on Great Bend on a cold, rainy day Tuesday. Fell to 0-3 after a loss yesterday to Salina Central. That was in double overtime by the score of 2-1. Diego Moeller scored the Indians' only goal. The soccer team, it will be hosting Wichita Homeschool tomorrow at 11 a.m. in the morning. Then are at home twice next week, taking on Great Bend Tuesday and Dodge City Thursday. It'll mark the end of a 4-match home streak this week. The tennis team was supposed to play in Great Bend Tuesday. Weather changed that. That has been moved to September 29th. Last week at the Hayes Invite, number 2 singles Morgan Schorb and number 2 doubles Caroline Robin and Sage Zweifel finished first. The tennis team will be at the Salina Central Invite tomorrow and then on the road to Dodge City on Tuesday. The cross-country team was in Great Bend last Thursday. Leo Hernandez medaled for the boys in 14th. Amelia Yeager medaled in 9th for the girls. Yesterday in Heston, the Hayes High boys and girls cross-country teams both placed 3rd and had 27 individual medalists. It was highlighted by Leo Hernandez, who won the freshman race with a first-place finish. Again, overall 27 medals for the cross-country team. Well done. Claire Shippey was the highest finisher on the girls' side, finishing 4th in the senior division. The runners will host their own invite on Thursday. Lots happening around Hayes High School. That's your happenings at Hayes High. Brought to you by the Hayes High Athletic Booster Club. This has been the USD 489 Halftime Show on the Hayes High Sports Network.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hayes. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home. Caldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hayes High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hayes K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner. Hayes High School Athletic Booster Club. Proud to support the athletes of Hayes High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout Western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hayes and La Crosse. Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech. When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure, Roof Masters is who you're looking for. Bigger vehicle for a family trip or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for the next business trip? Book with Hertz Rent-A-Car on 8th Street in Hayes. Add Aflac Insurance to your company's benefit package at no cost to you. Call Sean Schwartz with Aflac Insurance.
That's even worse.
Can you pull that?
Thanks for tuning in to the USD 489 Halftime Show. Hayes High up on Great Bend, 22-14. They'll get the ball to start half number 2. Hayes Kalon scoreboard update. Dodge City up at halftime over Liberal, 21-0. That game in Liberal. At halftime, Garden City up on Hutchinson, 13-7. And the TMP Monarchs have grabbed a 7-6 lead at home against Russell. A few other scores. Mays South up on Salina South, 48-6. Hayes High sees Mays South in week 7 of the season. Hayes Kalon scoreboard update for the green grass you want in the spring. It all starts with spraying in the fall with Hayes Kalon. Tucker Veach and Roy Maroney back to return the kickoff to start half number 2 from Angel Razzo, who was really booming kicks here in half to warm up for half number 2. He was on the near sideline kicking for the last 10 to 12 minutes. Do not see Jaron Kanik.
He's down here on the sideline without a helmet. A good part about it is he's standing. He is no longer kneeling.
He scored on the first play from scrimmage for Hayes High. Was in on a couple of defensive series, came out after a punt with an ankle injury and has not been back in. And takes that speed and that threat off the field. Hayes High scored the first 22 points of the game. Great Bend scored the last 14 before half. And the Hayes High Indians with 233 yards in the game, all rushing in half number 1. Near side return by Gavin Hazelhorst on the squib kick to the 35-yard line. The D end knocked out of bounds near the 40. He was not taking a knee.
Oh, absolutely not. He does not get a chance to run the ball right. He tried a little spin move. You know, he wanted to stretch that run as far as he possibly could. Selfishly, I would have liked to see him break one.
Indians with that 233 yards, all on the ground, only one pass attempt, 0 for 1 on third downs. For Great Bend, 142 yards, 53 rushing, 89 passing, 2 for 8 on third, 2 for 2 on fourth, including a touchdown pass. One wide receiver to the right, 2 out to the left for Jordan Dale at quarterback tonight. Tight end right side as Great Bend shifts their line to 3 down linemen. Handoff, keeper by Dale. Left side run, gets a good block at the 50. In Great Bend territory, 40. Cuts over a defender at the 30. At the 20, one man to beat. Jordan Dale stumbles into the end zone. Touchdown! Hayes High Indians. One play, one score. Back in control, the Hayes High Indians lead 28-14. 61 yards on the run.
And a total team effort on that play. Block after block after block, opening up holes and allowing him to bust that play for Jordan Dale. Exactly what we saw at the start of the game.
Here is Jordan Dale's stats. 5 carries, 167 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Pulled it on that belly option that he fumbled a couple of times earlier and went all the way. High snap, the kick by Fields, much better looking kick. It is good, and the Hayes High Indians lead 29-14. The Indians quite literally could not have started the second half any better.
Now the question is how are they going to come out and break Great Bend's momentum? There is no better way than that long run right there to do it. Now the defense has to answer, something we haven't had to say a whole lot of here this last season and a half. The defense has to answer, but it's their time.
Here is Jordan Dale's night. First start at varsity quarterback. 26-yard touchdown run, 47-yard touchdown run, fumble recovery for 0 yards, 33-yard run, 61-yard run. 61 for a touchdown. Not bad at all.
Well, we did talk that he needs to get that average up. It was starting to dip.
Well, and I failed to put in the 3-yard loss that he had for a fumble recovery. So that was actually his 6th carry of the night. So 164, not 167. But
come on,
the only number that counts is the 29-14 up on the scoreboard. What a night for the juniors' first varsity start at quarterback. So Jack Fields will kick off. He really got into the last 2 kickoffs of the first half on really a night where there's not much wind. This one a shorter kick that'll be taken at the 10. Right side return, Haberman 20, 25. He's at the loose at the 30, gets near the 40-yard line. Indians got a big downfield block to blow up the play, but then a couple of Indians ran into each other, and up slow is Gavin Myers and Dawson Von Felt. They ran into each other, or both ran into a player, and they up slow, and Von Felt's going to come out of the game.
Yeah, that was Hunter Harris who absolutely blew up the player from Great Bend and had a chance to stop it short. But Jack Fields' kick just went about 10 yards farther than what it had been going. So that's an encouraging development.
So 29 seconds into half number 2, the Indians lead back to 2 possessions. Great Bend under center, Joseph Mader. They start from the 38, a handoff straight up the middle to the 40, and a gain of 2 yards.
And Von Feld is down on the bench. They're getting ready to check him out after that collision on special teams. That's always a gamble to put your defensive starters or offensive starters, for that matter, on your special teams. He'll hopefully he gets this shaken off and comes back into the game here.
He talks to the trainer over on this near side. Indians have already lost Jaron Canick for the night. From the right hash, Great Bend scored on their final 2 possessions of half number 1. 2 right, 1 left. Paco Hernandez, the one wide receiver to the left, he had a huge first half. Man in motion near side is Lakin Webb. Joseph Mater keeps in the backfield, and it was one of the few times they ran the way of Gavin Hazelhorst, and it did not end well for Joseph Mater, a loss to the 39.
No, by Gavin's standards, he's had kind of a quiet night. Maybe it's his time to wake up and answer what his call from last week. He had such a big game last week, made his presence known. Maybe it's his time now.
Yeah, they seemed like that they have really run away from him for the most part tonight. 3rd and 11 for the Great Bend Panthers. From their own 39-yard line, 2 for 7 on 3rd down tonight. They did convert a 3rd and 11. Webb in motion to the right. Back to pass is Mater. It's floated up in the air. Orth with a chance for a second interception. He tips it. Paco Hernandez tips it, and it goes incomplete.
Well, and Orth is not a kid that we've had to call his name out a lot this year, but he played some excellent coverage there. He did a good job of not grabbing the receiver or pushing the receiver or making contact. He stayed right there and was able to get a hand on that ball and knock it down.
Mater started the night, the quarterback for Great Bend, 1 for 3 for 1 yard. And then after that, he completed all but 1 pass of his final 9 attempts. He was 8 for 9 for 88 yards and 2 scores during that stretch. Did throw an interception. Hernandez, who was a little shaken up on a play, he in the first half will punt with 10 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Hernandez, quick punt, gets off his best of the night. Veach is back to return from the 27, slips, gets to his feet. He's now at the 30, has an angle to the near side at the 32-yard line. Lots of east-west running here in Great Bend. Need a little more north and south, but Hayes High will have the football and a 15-point lead at their own 33-yard line.
We'll see what Hayes High comes out here with. You know, they've tried that little option play with Roy here. We'll see if they actually give it to him or when he goes.
That last play is going to be a highlight reel that the coaches will go to show how good everybody did on blocking that one down the field. 2 wide receivers left for Dale. Maroney behind him and 1 wide receiver to the right along with a tight end. Handoff Maroney to that right side. Tries to bounce it to the outside and nothing happening. It is the first tackle for loss tonight for Great Bend, and it happens by Joseph Mater, the backup safety, who did not have a defensive stat a week ago, has a pick and now a tackle for loss.
You know, we questioned the offensive line for Hayes High, which one we were going to see, and so far they have done a pretty excellent job tonight of holding their own against this defensive line from Great Bend.
Loss of 6 on the play. 2nd and 16. Hayes High back to their own 27-yard line. On the right hash, Indians left to right. Maroney jumps up to the right side of Dale. Shotgun snap. That belly option read gives it to Maroney. Cuts up the field and gets to the 31-yard line. And a long 3rd down for the Hayes High Indians. 3rd and about 11 coming up for the Indians.
We'll see if they can shake the ghost of 3rd down past here, because they are deep in their own territory. And Great Bend is looking at the potential of getting great starting position.
3rd and 12. Hayes High faced 3rd down only once in the first half. They did not convert on a 3rd and 14. Great Bend showing blitz. Dale has 2 wide receivers to his right. The Indians will keep it on the ground. Hand off to Maroney, and he tripped. He had a great cutback lane on that zone block to the left side following Ashton Thomas and Carson Russell, but he slipped on the turf. No gain, and the Indians are 3 and out after scoring on their first play of half number 2. They go 3 plays and lose a yard.
Well, Great Bend, they didn't question what was coming. They knew what was going to be there. Hayes High has what they want to do, but they're going to have to open up this playbook a little bit because Great Bend's starting to guess.
So Carson Kiefer in for his second punt. His first punt tonight went for 38 yards. High snap. Kiefer rolls out to the right, gets it away. And Hernandez calls for a fair catch, bobbles inside of the 30, back to the 33-yard line. Nice punt of 36 yards, lots of hang time.
Well, and that's not an easy punt to do. That he's got that little rugby-style kick where he rolls off and he's kicking it almost on the run. Carson Kiefer is developing that, putting that into his little repertoire. that's a great tool for him because if they open up that side, he can always keep it and run.
Indian football brought to you by Hayes High Athletic Booster Club, Shelter Insurance Agent Dustin Shoemaker, and USD 489. Little longer transition period for timeouts, after scores, and change of possessions here during the COVID-19 changes. 3 wide receivers out to the right for Joseph Mader. 1 running back to his right, and a wide receiver clear out to the left. It's a pass right side for Hernandez. He'll get hit behind the line of scrimmage and then get back to the line of scrimmage on his 7th catch of the night.
Dawson Von Feld is up off the bench, but he does not have his helmet anymore. It looks like his night may be done.
Great Bend started this series at their own 28. Mader's favorite target tonight has been Hernandez for 7 catches, 43 yards, and 1 of 2 touchdowns. Hernandez, and there's a flag on the field, it appears.
During the play, incidental face mask defense. 5-yard penalty put at the end of the run. It is 2nd down.
Incidental face mask is Hayes High's 4th penalty tonight for a total of 35 yards.
4 is a lot better than 12.
Yeah, they were at 9 at halftime a week ago. So 1st and 5 for the Great Bend Panthers. They now get the ball at the 33-yard line. Mader keeps, bounces left, back to the right, taken down from behind, Gavin Hazelhorst. And he is excited about the tackle as they don't run his way often. He snuck in the backside coming from that left defensive end spot. 2nd and 5 after no gain.
You know, something about a K-State commit, you probably don't want to run at him very often.
And that pretty well seems to be the plan of Great Bend. Wide receiver left is going to be Stephen Spray. They haven't looked his way. He's 6'5", 190. Paco Hernandez out this near side as well. He was the decoy on the touchdown pass on 4th down to make it 22-14. Indians up by 15. Inside 7 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Hernandez in motion, left to right. Indians adjust in the defense. Mader, time to throw, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Brad Beck, who has 3 catches tonight and a touchdown. Has this one go in and out of his hands. 3rd down and 5 for the Panthers.
You mentioned it right before that play started. That was some great communication on the secondary of Hayes High. That's something you don't very see often with inexperience. So we've got the seniors back there. We've got these kids that have played for a while. They made that shift and didn't let that pass develop.
Yeah, it was a point of emphasis in a couple of games or a couple of practices this year. And by point of emphasis, it was
emphasized loudly.
It was emphasized loudly because they were not communicating. 3rd and 5, 3 wide receivers to the right. This is the play they ran the double pass out of in the first half. It's a pass to the near side to Poe, the running back. He'll get the 1st down and get hit out of bounds shy of midfield. Orth makes the tackle along with Wyatt Crane, but 1st down, they went away from the triple wide receivers that they threw that pass, that double pass earlier. Poe, with his first reception of the year, gets all the way out to the 47-yard line, gain of 14.
You know, we mentioned in the first half that their play calling didn't make a whole lot of sense. We talked about at halftime that maybe they were grasping for straws, trying to find something that worked, and this is a formation that has worked for them, and they're going to ride this until it doesn't.
Well, and they tried several different things. They've probably put more formations onto the field than most teams do in a season. 2 wide receivers right. They'll stack behind one another. 2 in the backfield. For Mader, who's under center. It's a straight run, left side. On the spot to get to Poe is Logan Casper. Hangs on for dear life by the jersey, and just back to the line of scrimmage is Poe.
Yeah, he made that initial contact and was able to get a hold of him until his teammates could come corral him and bring him down. Logan Casper has some great speed. He's been in the backfield a lot these first 2 games of this season.
Great Bend went 3 and out on their first drive. Hayes High then went 3 plays and punted themselves. This is play number 5 of this drive for Great Bend. 5:45 to go in quarter number 3. The second half started with a Jordan Dale 61-yard touchdown run, his 3rd of the season, a 3rd of the game. That makes him the leader in the Western Athletic Conference after a quarter and 10 seconds. A half and 10 seconds. 2 wide receivers right for Mader. Pump fake. Now he looks down the field, has all day to throw. Flushes left, throws to the sideline, is complete. Great catch by Brad Beck on the near side in Hayes High territory. at the 36-yard line.
That was a mental breakdown on Trey Adams. Not something that we say very often, but he got chop blocked, got taken down, and instead of pursuing the play, he pursued the blocker. The play came right at him, and he was out of position to make the stop.
17 yards on the catch, and Great Bend is on the plus side of the field. Hayes High leading 29-14 after leading 22-0 after 3 series for each team. Hayes High had the ball after an interception, but threw a pick of their own, and Great Bend used it to go score 14 consecutive points. Great Bend at the Hayes High 36-yard line. 1st and 10. 3 wide receivers out to the right. 1 to the left is Stephen Spray. Mater to throw over the middle. Caught by Lakin Webb inside the 30. And that will be 2nd and short.
Yeah, they're starting to really miss Dawson Von Felt being out there on that field. That experience that he brings. These young defensive backs, whether it be age young or experience young, have got to learn very quickly if they're going to put a stop to Great Bend.
Gain of 8 to the 28-yard line. Lakin Webb's 2nd catch tonight for 50 yards. He was the recipient of that double pass that set up Great Bend's first score. 3 wide receivers left, including Paco Hernandez. Now Great Bend checks the sideline on 2nd down and 2 from the Hayes High 28-yard line. Their 2nd drive of half number 2. Play clock down to 2 seconds. Got the snap off. Keeper Mater left side going nowhere. Trey Adams finishes off the tackle. Initially the tackle being made by Myers. And he was deep into the backfield untouched.
Well, and he was itching before that play. He was standing there dancing. He has not had a lot of action. He hasn't had a chance for a lot of action, but he took his opportunity when given.
Mater loses a yard, and now 3rd and 3 for a Great Bend team that is one of 2 in the second half on 3rd down. Converted a 3rd and 5 on this drive. Had 3rd and 11 that they did not convert on their opening drive of the second half. Hernandez in motion left to right to put 2 wide receivers on that right side. 3rd down and 3. Mater rolls out to his right. All day to throw. It is caught on the sideline. 2 feet down on the catch. A great catch by Paco Hernandez, who is having a huge night. And it should be a 1st down at the 29.
Yeah, they threw it just beyond the sticks, and they're able to move it, keep this drive alive.
Instead of the 29, that's where they were. It is at the 24. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 3. 14-19 now for Great Bend's Joseph Mater. That is the 8th catch tonight for Hernandez. 48 yards, had a 10-yard touchdown catch earlier this evening. Hayes up 29-14, 3:43 to go in quarter number 3. It is Mater under center. Handoff up the middle goes to Poe. Wyatt Crane there for the tackle. Also getting in is Dalton Dale. We've said his name a bunch tonight. And the ball down to the 21-yard line, gain of 3.
So far, Great Bend seems to be content to go run, pass on 3rd. If they need to on 4th, they have passed it before, but they're not changing a whole lot of things up. Hayes High needs to adjust very quickly. This secondary got picked on last week and is starting to get picked on again tonight.
Mater's up to 133 yards passing. Last week, Hayes High gave up through the air 280 yards. And now a timeout on the field. Great Bend taking a timeout. The play clock still had plenty of time on it, but maybe feeling that this is their drive of the game. Hayes High has been home run or bust tonight pretty much in the game. 43-yard touchdown run, 26-yard touchdown run, 47-yard touchdown run, but then punt on 5 plays. Ended the half with the ball. 1 play, 61-yard touchdown run, and then 3 plays, -1 yard, and punts. Hayes High has the big play explosion. They have not been in the red zone tonight. In fact, there's only been 1 red zone trip tonight. Great Bend had that in the first half, and they scored a touchdown.
You know, you got to give it to Great Bend. They just don't seem to want to go away. Hayes High will hit that home run ball. They'll be dominated, and Great Bend, is that little brother that just doesn't want to leave.
Indian football brought to you by High Plains Roofing, State Glass Company, Aflac Insurance Agents Sean Swartz and Edward Jones, Daryl, Jeff, and Linda Seibel. Yeah, this game looked like it could have been over early with a 22-0 lead. This is the 83rd installment of the battle between Hayes High and Great Bend. Most played series for the Indians, ahead of the 75 so far played with Dodge City, 76th on the horizon. Great Bend holds a 43-38 advantage. There was a scoreless tie in there as well. Great Bend has won the last 2 and 4 of the last 5 games. Indians' last win over Great Bend, an overtime tilt, 21-20. From the 21 out of the Great Bend timeout, their second series of the half, and one of their longest sustained series by plays. Poe in motion out of the backfield to the left. Mater looks his way, hit as he throws to the end zone for Hernandez, and it's almost intercepted. Orth nearly got his second pick. Hernandez was more of a defensive back that time. Incomplete. 3rd and 7 coming up for the Great Bend Panthers.
Yeah, Tucker Veach over there to help break up that play as well. You got to hand it to Brett Orth. He is having a great little night for somebody that has not played on varsity yet. Good job on that young man.
Orth 2 tackles a week ago, and that brought his career total to 3. The senior getting some big time tonight, including his first career interception. 3rd and 7 for Great Bend in what is 4-down territory, you feel, down 15 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. And at the Hayes High 21-yard line, 2 running backs to the right of Mater. It's a keep designed for Mater. He'll put his knee down at about the 15-yard line, gain of 6. It should be 4th and 1. Now the near side official walking in. This might be a first down. It looked like his knee went down right on top of the 15. The official looking clear across the field. And the official says first down. A 3rd down run of 7 yards.
Can't help but wonder if that was just a hometown spot. Very generous for the home team.
And Great Bend into the red zone for the second time tonight. The Indian defense has allowed only 2 scores and 5 red zone trips by their opponents this year, including tonight. Handoff, Poe bounces to the middle. Gavin Hazelhorst is there for the tackle. Also Dalton Dale. Dalton Dale's numbers are going to look really good after this game. He has played very well up that middle of the defense.
You know, one thing going into this game, Tony Crow said they weren't quite sure what Great Bend was going to throw at them offensively because they went so vanilla so early on last week. And I think we're starting to see some of this lack of tape and just having to guess as to what they're going to do.
Great Bend's 11th play of this drive. They had a 12-play, 42-yard drive earlier tonight that resulted in an interception. Right now they're in the Indian red zone. At the 14-yard line, it was 2nd and 10. Mater under center. It's a handoff. No play-action pass. Hazelhorst all over Mater, but he escapes. Mater throws late. It is going to be incomplete. He hits a cameraman, and now a flag on the play. I think Hayes High is going to get hit with a roughing the passer. Well, it looked like the Bill Scott got him right when he threw the football.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you can call this one. As soon as he escaped Hazelhorst, Bill Scott was right behind him to put the contact on. That ball could not have been out of his hand more than a split second.
Unless he got him in and around the helmet. This is a huge penalty.
During the play, incidental face mask, defense. Number 14.
Incidental face mask.
Second down.
So instead of 3rd and 10 from the 14, it is 2nd and 5 from the 9. And the Indians hurt themselves with their 5th penalty of the night. 2nd of the second half.
This isn't something we're used to from the Hayes High defense. Usually they're pretty disciplined, on point, but they're starting to make some very costly mistakes.
3 wide receivers lined up behind one another. Paco Hernandez, the final of the 3. Poe to the right of Mater on the 2nd down and 5 from the 9. Should have been 3rd and 10 from the 14, but the Indians penalized 5 yards for incidental face mask. It's going to be a pass right side. Hernandez hit as he gets the football, fumbles the ball, and it goes out of bounds. Great stick on the screenplay on that far side, and a loss on the play. Great Bend faces, well, they have 2nd down. The face mask should have made it 2nd down and 5.
Pass complete to number 2, Paco Hernandez.
Had that ball been dropped a yard closer to the Hayes High sideline, Gavin Hazelhorst would have been right there to scoop it up.
It's a loss of 5 yards on the pass play. second down and goal from the 12. The official said it was second down. Now they have third on the sideline. It's a pass to the near side, incomplete. Pressure by Gavin Hazelhorst. He pasted Mater in the backfield. The scoreboard has third down. The guys on the sideline have fourth down. The officials need to have this figured out. Is it 3rd and 12, or 3rd and goal from the 12, or do we have fourth down? Because the official said after the penalty it was second down and 5. The near side official is signaling it should be fourth down.
And the sideline now has fourth down.
So that was third down and about 8 on the incomplete pass. This will be fourth down and 8 from about the 12.
However, the scoreboard is not changing.
Yeah, I think they believed it was a first down, and now timeout. Is Great Bend taking a timeout, or are we going to get this sorted out? Official hasn't made the announcement if it's a timeout, but the teams are heading to the sidelines.
And now the scoreboard has Great Bend as taking the timeout.
That would be their second of the half. No announcement from the official who is in the Great Bend huddle. I think the Great Bend coach, Aaron Beck, and his staff are as confused as about everybody. It should be fourth down.
It should be, and this is a huge play, so they need to get this right.
Now the officials getting together, 2 of the officials at the 20 to talk about this. Indian football brought to you by Paul Wartenberger Construction, Master Cleaners, and Coldwell Banker. And give this officials crew a lot of credit. They have gotten together on several plays tonight, several flags to make sure that they have everything in line. The scoreboard has 3rd and goal from the 12, and it shouldn't have been first down. The sideline, the sticks near the official, have fourth down and about 8 from the 12. And what we believe is Great Bend, it is having taken their second timeout with 1:46 to go in the third quarter. They've taken 2 timeouts on this drive.
And those could play a big role later in this game. Great Bend able to move the ball here. Those timeouts may come back to bite them.
This is play 13 of the drive. 4th down and 8, despite the scoreboard showing 3rd and 12. Poe to the left of quarterback Mater, 2 wide receivers out to the right. Now a third in motion to that right side. Mater rolling out to his left under some pressure. Pump fake, throws late. It is incomplete. And the Hayes High Indians will take over on downs as the defense holds strong in the red zone.
Yeah, Bill Scott and Brett Orth did a great job of covering. They kind of sandwiched the receiver, one behind, one in front. They weren't going to let that pass be complete. Couple that with the pressure that Gavin Hazelhorst on the backside. And 4th down now turns to first for Hayes High.
That drive was 13 plays, 55 yards.
And the scoreboard still says it's 4th down.
And now the Great Bend coaching staff is out on the field.
Maybe Great Bend didn't realize.
I don't think they did. I think they thought it was 3rd down. The Great Bend players acted like they knew it was 4th down because they started jogging over to the sideline. The offense did, and here comes the defense. I think the players knew for Great Bend. I don't think the coaches did. Hayes High will get the football at their own 12.
Well, and Great Bend may have kicked that field goal there. Their kicking game seems pretty solid. Had they known it was 4th down, that could have been points on the board.
So Hayes High gets the ball at their own 12. 1st and 10, Jordan Dale at quarterback, in for the ill Dylan Dreiling. Keeper by Dale, gets it up the middle to the 20. They may mark him up to the 21. That'll be a gain of 9 on 1st down, and a very generous spot to the 22, a gain of 10 on a night for Jordan Dale at 174 yards.
When you can't help but wonder if Tony Crow is seeing some things that he likes that he could use going forward. Now the chains are moving while the play is starting.
Very slow. They did not move, and Hayes High is going to check the sideline anyway. Only 1 pass attempt for Hayes High tonight. It was an interception. 2 wide receivers to the right. It's been a quiet night for the guys in white on the outside. Handoff Maroney. Those guys will get a chance to block. Maroney up to the 30. That's a gain of 8, and you start to wonder, Matt, on these big chunks that the Indians are getting. The 11 guys on the 2-deep two-ways for Great Bend and 5 of them starters. Is it starting to wear down the Panthers?
Yeah, fatigue is going to play a huge part, especially when you start getting hit by the Gavins play after play on defense. This is going to be a real thing here. And keep in mind, Great Bend's already used 2 of their timeouts.
A 3-touchdown night for Jordan Dale at quarterback. 30 seconds to go, third quarter. Indians up 29-14, 2nd and 2 from the 30. It's that belly option. Keeper by Dale. Dale gets taken down. It looks like a yard short of the first down on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Hayes High, though, hustling up to the line like they want to try to get one more off. 8 seconds on the clock, and that'll be quarter number 3. Hayes High up by 15. They score the game's only third quarter touchdown, a 61-yard run by Jordan Dale. Back in a minute on the Hayes High Sports Network.
M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hayes area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student-athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hayes. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hayes and La Crosse.
First play of the fourth quarter on the way. Hayes High will have 3rd and 1 from their own 31-yard line. The first play of the second half was a 61-yard touchdown run by Jordan Dale, and little in the way of highlights outside of that. Great Bend went 3-and-out, punted. Hayes High did the same thing. Then Great Bend went 55 yards on 13 plays, but lost the ball on downs in the red zone. That's why Hayes High has the ball now, and the third quarter is gone. Indians have not converted on third down tonight. 0 for 2 tonight, 3 for 14 on the year. This is 3rd and 1 from the 31. Great Bend shows blitz. It's a turn and handoff to Maroney. Maroney cuts back, first down up to the 35, and he'll get to the 36-yard line, pick up 5 yards on the 3rd and 1 play.
Give this Hayes High offense some credit. They've lost 2 big pieces of their offense tonight in quarterback Dylan Dreiling and then losing Jaron Canick unexpectedly. They have been able to hold their own, run some clock, and score some points.
Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Swartz, wide receiver to the left, 2 out to the right. Maroney bounces to the left, a step behind Dale. Jordan Dale at 175 yards rushing. Hayes High has not had a 200-yard rusher since Alex Delton in 2014. He did it 3 times that year. Maroney bounces up to the left side of Dale. Dale gets hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. He won't make the line of scrimmage. Loss of a yard on the play. That year, Alex Delton ran for 312 yards, 265, and 257. It was the last time that Hayes High was 2-0 to start a season, the last time the Indians wore the WAC crown, and they're trying to do a few of those same 2014 things tonight. 35-yard line for the Indians. 2nd down and 11. Indians have not overcome negative plays much tonight. 2 wide receivers to the left. Indians have been on the ground for all but 1 play. Not here. Dale's going to throw to Kiefer. Open at the 45. He's on his feet at the 40. He'll get a block, and he's going to score. Carson Kiefer to the house. 65-yard touchdown pass from Jordan Dale to Carson Kiefer, and the Indians increase their lead to a 3-score advantage. Kiefer running the skinny post wide open in the middle of the field.
Well, that was a beautiful pass by Dale. He put it right where he needed to. There was a defender right there with Kiefer, and Jordan Dale threw that a beautiful ball.
And to attempt the extra point, Jack Fields. This comes in the fourth quarter with 10:33 remaining. Fields 3 for 3, 2 for 2 tonight on extra points. There was that 2-point conversion. No, check that, 3 for 3 tonight. The snap, a good one. The kick on the way. And after two that barely snuck over the crossbar, the Indians kicker Jack Fields has nailed each of the last two. And Hayes High leads 36-14, 10:33 remaining in the game.
When we talk about home run plays, they just keep finding them in their arsenal. Hayes High is living by them, and they live and die by the big play.
It is the first touchdown pass of Jordan Dale's varsity career for Carson Kiefer. It's the third of his career, first of the season, and that is the only completed pass of the night for the Hayes High Indians. They waited and kind of just baited Great Bend into thinking that they were never going to pass again, and then three wide receivers, and there was one guy to cover two of them on this near side of the field, and all Kiefer had to do was wait, break one tackle, and then go score.
Well, you can only run that option so much before they kind of pick out and understand what's going on, and to pull out just an odd play like that and to keep them on their toes is very, very big for this offense.
The Hayes High Indians with a 3-score advantage once again, now up 36-14. Indians a week ago put 19 on the scoreboard, and at 36 right now. Fourth quarter update, TMP has scored 20 unanswered against Russell, up 20-6. And Pratt found a game. The Pratt Greenbacks had their game canceled. Their opponent canceled the game to COVID-19 concerns on Tuesday. They are playing Girard tonight. Bueller had their game against Andover Central canceled because of an Andover Central player testing positive. They have that on Twitter, but they are looking for a game. They'll play tomorrow if anybody out there wants to play them.
You may get a liberal Goodland and then go and get upset if you look for games that way.
Everybody was ready to kick off, and the Hayes High, the officials weren't in position yet.
Hayes High was excited. They just made a tremendous play.
Now the white hat back to the end zone. I think everybody, even the near side official, had already given the clear all for Jack Fields to kick off, and then realized, oh, wait, hey, not everybody is where they're supposed to be.
I think of those Snickers commercials. You're not you when you're hungry.
Fields, who has had a good night kicking, puts a low line drive kick that bounces at the 20. Picked up by Haberman. Near side return 30 along the sideline. And D1 prospect and offered Gavin Myers ends the return in a quick, short order.
I think we felt the aftershock of that one up here in the press box. I know we heard it. You got to hand it to Haberman. He got up quick, and he's ready to play.
Also at the end of the third quarter, Dodge City up on Liberal 21-0, the other WAC game tonight. And Hill City up on Ness City 7-6. Smith Center up on Phillipsburg 15-13. Oakley over Plainville right now 10-7. A lot of good close games across the area. Scores after the game at HayesPost.com. Scoreboard update brought to you by Hayes Kalon. Mater, looks down the field. He'll be sacked. Gavin Hazelhorst comes through unabated and makes the sack. If he didn't get there, it was going to be Gavin Myers because he was hot on the heels of Hazelhorst. It is a sack back to the 30.
Yeah, we talked about how Great Bend is trying to make those quick passes, keep Hayes High on their growth, take out the Gavins from the equation on defense, but you got to have an offensive line that's going to put a hand on them to stop their rush first.
First sack of the night for the Indians. For Gavin Hazelhorst, that is the second of his season and seventh of his career. Haberman in motion to the right side. They'll throw a screen to Paco Hernandez, over his head and incomplete. And you feel that maybe Joseph Mater is feeling the effect not only of getting hit hard several times in the second half, but also he's been in on defense. Remember, he had a big tackle for loss, an interception, and the quarterback's safety may be starting to feel the effects.
No, you're absolutely right. He is very slow moving around, trying to go over to the sideline, get the play. He's just hobbling. When you play both sides, you better be in very, very good shape or fatigue will set in.
3rd and 15 from the 30. Hayes High, or Great Bend rather, is 5 for 13 on third down, 3 for 4 in this second half. The play in very late from the sideline. Play clock down to 5. Great Bend only has one timeout left anyway. Play clock down to 2, down to 1. Snap off. Mater the throw on 3rd and 15. The Indians surround him. The pass is in and out of the hands of a Great Bend Panther. That one intended for Lakin Webb. Great Bend 3 and out. And again, a ton of pressure in the backfield from the Hayes High Indians.
Well, Gavin Myers hopped a kid to get to the backfield. That's why that pass had to be thrown kind of away, because Gavin Hazelhorse was barreling down. Now you've got Gavin Myers, who's already a big specimen, up in the air. Yeah, just get rid of that ball before you take another huge shot.
Following this punt, we'll get to our station identification. Hernandez to punt once again. Tucker Veach back to return. The punt, a high one that Veach will settle under at the 37-yard line. Right side return 40. Slows down at the 45. Reverses field. Still on his feet. Flag on the play as Veach gets to midfield. That is probably going to be on Hayes High, I would imagine. We'll check the flag, but first let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
This is the Hayes High Sports Network, streaming made possible by Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home.
13-yard punt return by Tucker Veach, who is returning kicks because of the injury to Jaron Canick. And the ball ended up at the 50, but Hayes High is going to be moved backwards at the 47, from the 48. Nope, 47, it would appear, because of a holding penalty. It is.
Yeah, anytime you're going east to west that much, it usually results in either a block in the back or a holding penalty of some kind. It's just hard to maintain the blocks in your lane when there's that much shifting.
When you're the guy who is blocking and then all of a sudden you don't know that the guy with the ball returned or reversed course, your defender does and tries to escape, and before you know it, you end up with a holding penalty. 36-14, Hayes High with all of the second half points. 2 wide receivers to the right. Jordan Dale at quarterback, big night for him. Handoff Maroney, right side, escapes a tackle. 40, 45, sideline into Great Bend territory. I think they're going to mark him out, say he went out at the 47, gain of 10, and he just unloaded on the guy who tried to make the tackle at the 40.
You know, and this is a testament to having the two deep, have enough guys for offense and defense. Roy Maroney is still fairly fresh, regardless of carrying the ball so much, whereas Great Bend, they're not quite.
16 carries, 105 yards for Roy Maroney. Jordan Dale, 9 carries, 174 yards, 3 scores. Hayes High has not had a red zone appearance tonight because they keep scoring from so far out. Great Bend shows blitz on 1st and 10 from the 47. Dale keeps, fumbles, loose on the ground. Hayes High appeared to get on it first, and now Great Bend pushes a Hayes High Indian back over top of the pile. Hayes High will keep the football, but that is the 3rd fumble tonight of that belly option. Grayson Walburn jumped on top of it to save the possession for the Hayes High Indians. A loss back to the 42. A loss of 5. 2nd down and 15. I mentioned before, Hayes High has not overcome negative plays much tonight, up until that 65-yard pass on their previous series for a touchdown. 3 wide receivers to the left for Dale. Great Bend shows blitz. They're going to bring 7. Dale backs up to throw over the middle to Kiefer, and he bobbles it. It was low. It's a catch that I bet Carson will tell you he should have made, and Hayes High has 3rd and 15.
Yeah, hit him right in the hands. Those are catches you got to have.
Indian football is brought to you by Paul Wartburger Construction, Master Cleaners, Roof Masters, Insurance Planning, and Jeter Law Firm. You're going to tell your kid that tomorrow when he's playing his first ever game as wide receiver. Got to make those catches.
I got to hand it to that kid. He actually has really good hands considering he comes from a runner.
2 wide receivers to the left. Kiefer is the wingback left. Tied into the right side is Bryce Salmons. 3rd down and 15. Great Bend shows blitz. They bring 5. Option play left. Dale will keep. He'll get to the Great Bend 49-yard line. It's not enough for a first down. It will pick up 9. Needed 6 more.
You got to wonder if this is where Hayes High throws in that fake. Roll out to the wide side. See if they can't get it here.
On the
catch him off guard.
What will be 4th and 6. 8 minutes to go. That puts Dale at 183 yards tonight. Indians haven't had a 200-yard rusher since Alex Delton, who did it 3 times in 2014. That 312 yards he had as that high was on 12 carries in Garden City. He was sacked twice as part of that 312 yards. Kiefer rolls out to the right. He'll punt this one away and gets off a beauty of a punt. Lands and then spins inside the 20, still rolling down to near the 17-yard line, and it gained an extra yard to the 16. That'll be a 33-yard punt.
I kind of feel we should go down to the sideline and tell Jordan Dale that with 17 yards he can be considered in the same class as Alex Delton, if only for a moment.
The first since. It counts all the same. Indian football is brought to you by Next Tech, Midwest Energy, Gibbs Auto Supply, and Steel Fabrications. Indians up 36-14 on Great Bend, trying to start 2-0 since the first time since 2014. Hayes High will be at home for the first time next week at Lewis Field Stadium. The Indians will be taking on Liberal, who is down tonight 21-0 to Dodge City at home. Things don't get easier for Great Bend next week. They are at McPherson. Great Bend football from their own 16-yard line. They have ran way more plays and had way more time of possession than Hayes High tonight. Joseph Mader rolls out to his right, throws behind the intended receiver Haberman. If he makes the catch, he has a lot of green turf to advance down the field. Incomplete on Mader's 26th pass attempt of the night. Last week, we saw Nick Hogan, the quarterback for Goddard Eisenhower, throw 52 times.
Yeah, Bill Scott was all over Mader. He was not going to allow him to get his feet set and make a good throw. Bill Scott's a name we're starting to call quite a bit in coverage and doing some nice things.
Great Bend, 57 yards rushing tonight. A week ago, Hayes High against Eisenhower gave up 45. That defensive line has been dominant 2 weeks in a row. One wide receiver left, one to the right. A running back on either side of quarterback Joseph Mader. He'll put a man in motion to the near side. Lakin Webb, throw left side. A diving catch made by Paco Hernandez. He had to go to the turf to get it. At the 20, it'll be a gain of 4. Third down coming up for Great Bend. Hernandez, big night tonight with his 10th catch for 47 yards. That is the 16th pass completion tonight for Joseph Mader. He was 6 for 12 a week ago. This is 3rd and 6 for Great Bend from their own 20. Mader rolls out to his right. Indians giving chase. Mader looks down the field. He's going to run for the first down as he gets up the Hayes High sideline across the 30 and out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Gain of 12 on 3rd down and 6.
Hayes High had an opportunity to stop him in the backfield there. Logan Casper came shooting through and had a hand on him. He just wasn't able to wrangle him and put him down to the ground. So it's a first down for Great Bend.
That is the 15th 3rd down attempt by Great Bend tonight. They are 6 for 15. The Indians last week saw their opponent attempt 15 third downs. Tell you how Hayes High is not giving up many big plays. By the way, Hayes High tonight with their longest rush and touch and pass plays of the season. 6:33 to go as the ball went out of bounds. Hayes up on Great Bend, 36-14. It's a run up the middle to Poe. From the line of scrimmage of the 32, gets to the 34-yard line.
He was swallowed up by Hunter Harris, Bill Scott, and Gavin Myers right there, putting a stop right past the line of scrimmage for a gain of 2.
20 yards on 11 carries for Jade Poe. He had a 12-yard run in the first half for 12 of those 20. Poe at 5'10", 190. He's going to need an ice bath after this one. Inside 6 minutes to go in the game. Indians with a comfortable 36-14 lead. They have the only points of the second half on a pair of 60-plus yard touchdowns. One running, one passing. Mader to the throw. Pump fake. Now looks down the field. It's in and out of the hands, or over the top of the hands of a Hayes High Indian. Paco Hernandez couldn't track it down. Incomplete. And after Joseph Mader was 14 for 19 in this game. He has completed 2 of his last 9 passes.
Well, I think it goes back to that fatigue issue. When you're playing both sides of the ball and when you're having to throw it and when you're taking the shots, eventually your body's just going to start to wear down.
Indian football brought to you by Heartland Building Center, Hayes Kalon, and Discount Siding. This is 3rd and 8 for Great Bend. Down by 22. They trailed Hayes High 22-14 at half, but second half has pretty much all been Hayes High. Gavin Myers comes on a blitz on 3rd down. Mater throws left, wide open is Paco Hernandez. He'll get to the 50, still on his feet, now fumbles the football, and the Hayes High Indians will pick it up. Hernandez fumbled right at the end. Bill Scott ends up with the loose football.
Yeah, Tucker Veach got in there. Tucker wasn't in coverage. He was able to get over, close on Paco, and he was able to rip it out of him. And fortunately, his teammates were right there to scoop it up.
The pass was completed to the 50. Hayes High eventually picked it up at the 46. It was a 16-yard gain on Paco Hernandez's 11th catch of the night. But it's a turnover. That was on 3rd and 8. Great Bend has converted 7 of 16 third downs tonight. But Hayes High has the football back. Bill Scott's first career fumble recovery. Tucker Veach's second career forced fumble. Dale at quarterback, turn and hand off Maroney. The only thing he hasn't done so far is score a touchdown as he gets across, right to the 50-yard line. Tough earned 4 yards on first down.
This is about the time we would really like to see Hayes High put together a nice, long, sustained drive to run out this clock and put away any hope Great Bend may have at this point.
Great Bend's second half drives, 3 plays punt, 13 plays loss of possession on downs, 3-play punt, 5-play fumble. That's after they scored 2 touchdowns on their final 2 drives of half number 1. Indians starting to utilize that clock to their favor like they did a week ago with the lead late in the game. The play doesn't come in from the sideline until 12 on the clock. The snap at 7. Dale will keep it to the right. 50-yard line, 45-yard line, tucks the football in for a first down at the 44 on a gain of 6.
You talk about people that are going to need ice baths tonight. Roy Maroney and Jordan Dale, they have been the stallions tonight. They have been the workloads.
Big night for Jordan Dale, 189 yards on 11 carries, 3 touchdowns. That comes out to a pretty solid average. When you have runs of 26, 47, 33, and 61, it helps things out. First down and 10 from the 44 of Great Bend. Seems like Hayes High has lived in Great Bend territory for a majority of this game. Just 4:20 remaining in the game. Handoff, Maroney. He'll test the left side on 1st and 10, and he will power his way forward and carry a couple of defenders to the 39-yard line. A gain of 5. Maroney with a 100-yard night, 18 carries, 114 yards. I say that the only thing he has yet to do is score a touchdown. He did score a touchdown that was called back because of a penalty, and then Jordan Dale, 2 plays later, scored a touchdown on a run.
Yeah, you kind of hope that for as hard and as much as Roy's had to run tonight, that he can break one or get in the end zone so he can add that to his night and kind of cap off a really great night.
Indians have gone touchdown, punt tonight. They follow the trend. This is a touchdown drive. Handoff Maroney, left side, hit in the backfield, got back to the line of scrimmage. And they'll mark him back to the 40, lost a yard on the play on his 19th carry of the night.
You know, you got to kind of wonder if at this point Hayes High is just trying not to show liberals something, if they're just going to keep repeat, and if it doesn't work, they'll give it ball up.
Hayes High 1 for 4 on 3rd down tonight. They had a 3rd down, 1 for 4 on 3rd down. They had a 3rd and 1 in the second half that they converted. Outside that, it's been 3rd and 14, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15. This will be 3rd and 6, just inside 3 minutes remaining. Hayes High with all of the second half points. And 9 seconds on the clock. Hayes High elects to take a timeout. Didn't like something that they saw. Hayes High will be at home against Liberal next week, as Matt alluded to. A chance to be 1-0 in the conference race heading into that.
Hayes High's got to feel pretty good about this game, especially after the thumping they took last year, to come into Great Bend and to really take some revenge and have the game they have. They've got to feel good about the direction this football team's going.
Final from around the area, Smith Center beats Phillipsburg 21-13. Smith Center picks up their first win of the year after losing to Norton last week. Norton up on Ellis 35-14, a couple of Mid-Continent League scores. Goddard Eisenhower has taken the lead on Salina Central 28-27 at the end of three quarters. They were down by 21 at halftime.
We're going to have an over-under number of throws that he threw this week at 47.
Yeah, might as well. I believe that game is in Salina, so they'll get to know what it's like to have to wait for your quarterback to throw 50-plus times and then drive home after a 35-minute wait at the McDonald's in Goddard. 2:51 to go in the game. Hayes High up 36-14. This is 3rd and 6 for the Indians, who've converted only one tonight. Tight end left. Keeper by Dale on the belly option read. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. And a 4th touchdown rush of the night for Jordan Dale, who becomes the first 200-plus yard runner since 2014 for the Hayes High Indians. He scampers in from 40 yards out, and a 3rd down touchdown for Jordan Dale.
I guess it's true. You just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Eventually it's going to work, and at that time it did for Jordan Dale. Move over, Alex Delton. We have Jordan Dale in the house.
5 plays and a touchdown for Hayes High. That is Jordan Dale's 4th touchdown run tonight. They've come from 26, 47, 61, and 40 yards. 2:43 remaining in the game. Jack Fields to attempt the extra point. Veach the hold. The kick is on the way, and those kicks continue to look better each and every time, and the Hayes High Indians lead 43-14 in Great Bend.
Well, this is going to be a nice ride home for the Hayes High Indians. They've got to feel good about persevering, about just taking what they're given, about not giving up when players go down. There's a lot to be taken away from this game tonight.
And you mentioned the players going down. We've seen Dawson Von Felt defensively, Jaron Kanik on the offensive side get hurt after he electrified at least the Hayes High side of the stadium on the first play from scrimmage and scored a touchdown. 43-14. Hayes High up in Great Bend. They'll start the year 2-0 for the first time since 2014. They'll start the WAC at 1-0 as well. Jack Fields, who may seem like a small thing, but has kicked really well tonight on the extra points, and he's improved from first half to second half. His kickoffs have been very good tonight. We saw how big of a boost it was last year when Matt Goodale started to kick well after joining the team about midway through the year, and it took him a little bit to get there. A good kicker is a fantastic weapon for a high school football team. You go back to the years when Lane Clark kicked for the Indians, and half the time it was a touchback. Montoya going to return from the 10 on an awkward spin move at the 15, gets to the 20, and he's flung out of bounds by who else? Dalton Dale, who has had a monster night tonight.
Yeah, Hunter Harris made first contact, and if they would just keep their eyes up, they would keep track of that returner, but several times we've seen them drop their eyes, and the returner gets about another 10 yards. Something they need to work on this week.
Well, 2 minutes and 36 seconds separate Hayes High and their bus trip home. For what it's worth, Great Bend only has one timeout left, so they will not be stopping the clock on rapid succession plays. 83rd meeting of the Hayes High Indians and the Great Bend Panthers. This will be win number 39 for Hayes High. Mater with his feet at the 15. Pump fake, throws left, incomplete. It bounced in. That is the 30th pass attempt by Joseph Mater, who threw 12 a week ago against May South, who, by the way, is dominating once again tonight.
Well, and Mater's just got to be thinking, get the ball out quick so I don't get hit again by these monsters.
Yeah, you're probably correct. Now 17 for 30. He is 3 for his last 10 after being 14 of 19 at one point. 43 points by the Hayes High Indians against Great Bend tonight. We'll get to this in a second. Going out right is Poe, receives the swing pass, and right on the spot is going to be Hunter Harris for a tackle for no gain.
Yeah, that was something he didn't do on the kickoff. He didn't stick the kid. He tried to arm tackle him. Here he put his shoulder into him and brought him down. That's a nice play by the senior.
Poe's second catch tonight, 3rd and 10 for Great Bend, who is 7 for 16 on 3rd down. The 43 points by Hayes High is the most they have scored against Great Bend since the 2014 season when they scored 49. A lot of parallels starting to be drawn to that 2014 season. It was also the Indians' last winning season at 7-2. Minute 49 remaining. It's a handoff to Poe. He is taken down on 3rd and 10 after a 1-yard gain, and that is as much of a concede play as there might have been all night. Minute 36 remaining, and the Hayes High Indians started out on fire. A little bit of a lackluster second quarter, have dominated the second half with a 21-0 advantage in half number 2.
Yeah, you got to kind of wonder what Coach Crow talked to him or maybe spoke very loudly at halftime at them to get them to come back out with the momentum and the energy that they had.
I imagine that was probably an interesting halftime locker room. Just well, there's so many different motivation techniques, and you certainly felt like Hayes High played well for the most part, but you're only up 1. 4th and 9, Great Bend to throw. Getting hit is the quarterback by Hazelhorst. He'll throw it out of bounds. Hazelhorst with the quarterback pressure. He has lived in the backfield in half number 2. He seems like he's getting stronger as the night has gone along. That's a loss of possession on downs for the Great Bend Panthers. Now 2 for 4 on 4th down.
Yeah, Hayes High really did a great job with the exception of the second quarter. Just sticking with what was working, not trying to get fancy, and coming out of here with a huge win.
Hayes High is going to send in for the first time sophomore quarterback Connor Dreiling. Brian Della Rosa is the left tackle now. Derek Riggs at left guard, Quentin McGuire at center, Keegan McCoy right guard, Parker Billinger at the right tackle position. Does Hayes High run a play? Looks like they will with some of the guys on the 2 deep. Handoff, right, nope, it's going to be a keeper by Dreiling. He's at the 10. He'll get inside the 10 to the 9-yard line on a gain of 11. That was a great fake. I was reading the run to the right side, never saw it.
Well, should we have expected anything else? They've run the quarterback all night. Why not give the young kid a chance?
Invaluable experience for these kids, and this is Hayes High's first trip to the red zone tonight. So Connor Dreiling with the 11-yard run. Also into the ball game for Hayes High is Chase Summers, and Hayes High will take a knee at the 9-yard line. 25 seconds on the clock. That will do it. Hayes High is 2-0 for the first time since 2014. They do it on the strength of their legs tonight. Jordan Dale with 229 yards and 4 touchdown runs becomes the first Hayes High Indian with 200-plus rushing yards since 2014. It is also the last time that Hayes High started 2-0. They start the year 1-0 in the Western Athletic Conference. Your post-game show comes up next. This is the Hayes High Sports Network.
M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hayes area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student-athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hayes. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hayes. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hayes High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hayes K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner. Hayes High School Athletic Booster Club, proud to support the athletes of Hayes High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout Western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected.